It's time to take a dip in the pool of stupid. This is Common Man and T-Bone.
Do you like my English accent?
It was fine. That's better than doing the Cockney accent that people like to do. Like, hello, governor, cheerio. I'm here to clean your chimney.
It's like, all right.
I like how
That's not
you
how
can't
they
see
sound.
him, but T-Bone is for some reason doing marionette hands.
Hello. I can't make up my mind what I want to do. Get me some crisp and some fish and chips.
Featuring Panama Ted, Leanna Ray on traffic,
You know I hate you guys, right?
and all the weird sounds the internet has ever made.
Just want to remind everybody that it's Columbus Day. He's the only one I've ever met that can handle my job. Stuff flaps all over the place.
Does that make any sense to you?
This is Common Man and T-Bone.
Happy Monday! Welcome in. There's 3 more days of the show left.
It's incredible.
How you doing, Bone?
I'm doing good, Mike.
Teddy's not here today. The Boat Man is here. It is Yikes Monday. Jason's beef at 5:30. I'll tell you what, Jason wants to come on and talk about the end of the show today
Oh.
because he says he's really
wow.
sad about it.
Well, I mean, we all are to a degree.
But he says he's very sad.
Oh, well.
He actually said one of his favorite shows in Philadelphia is also going through major changes right now.
Really?
Yes, so his whole life is an upheaval. And funnily enough, the show in Philadelphia, Common Lad and Sirloin.
I was going to say, what is it called? Cheesesteak and traffic or something? I don't know.
That open made me miss Leanna.
I know. As soon as I heard it, I'm like, oh, Leanna. I figured she'd get into the intro here one of the times because we had her in there for a few years. My gal. Too bad she's gone.
How's the weekend? She's not dead.
No, we just never.
She may be dead. I haven't heard from her in a while. Could be dead.
Well, let's hope not. My weekend was good. We went out to Purple Stride, Pancreatic Cancer Action Network fundraiser, raised over $250,000 for pancreatic cancer research. So that was
great.
good.
That's great.
My wife was like, she's the chair of this whole thing. So all last few weeks, it's just been that in our house, banners, everything for this event. So I'm glad for her that it went well. I'm also glad for her that it's done so she can relax. But we had a good time. Some listeners were out there, came up and said hi to us. Nice messages for you. One of our listeners who was there said that she listens every day and that her adult sons also listen. And the adult sons listen on podcast. So sometimes she will come home with like the groceries and they will come out to help her get stuff out of the car. She'll have the audio still on. The radio will still be on. And they'll plug their ears and say, no, Mom, I can't hear it. I need to hear it later when I'm at the gym or wherever they're going.
That is dedication.
When they listen to the podcast, they don't want to start in the middle and not know the context. So
That's
they
either
want
dedication or a sickness.
So
now this woman, was she a cancer survivor?
She was. She was a pancreatic cancer survivor.
That's awesome. When she listens to our show, does she wish the cancer got her?
No.
Oh, please take me away.
There were also 2 doctors there who are working on, as they kept calling it, pancreas cancer. But all the marketing is for pancreatic cancer. And I thought, the doctors call it that. Maybe we shouldn't. I don't know. I don't know what the right term is. But anyway,
all right.
Donate pancan.org if you want to find out more. Go check it out.
Absolutely. All right, drafty stuff. Browns. Dylan Gabriel.
Yeah.
Shedeur Sanders. How about that, Bone? Little turn of events there.
You know what? I was at the pancreatic cancer thing and then came home, caught a little bit of the draft, and then went back out to the soccer field where my kids were playing soccer. And then I get home and see all the Shedeur stuff. And I'm like, I knew it took Dylan Gabriel. I didn't know we were doing that too. Okay. That whole situation was a big surprise this weekend.
Oh, my God.
I mean, the way they treated it on the draft, you would have thought there was nothing else to talk about. All the other players getting drafted did not matter that Shedeur Sanders hadn't been drafted yet.
I was actually embarrassed for Mel Kiper. I looked at him kind of like you look at an old man who craps himself in public. Where some people are just angry. It's like, why do you let this guy dominate? He's lecturing everybody. I didn't have that opinion. I looked at Mel Kiper this weekend and said to myself, there's something wrong here. Let me take you home. Let me clean you up. Yes, you went poo-poo in your panties. I'm going to clean you up. I'm going to feed you something soft for dinner, and I'm going to tuck you into bed. Because he was so far gone. He was out of his mind.
Oh, I know.
Was he getting a cut of Shedeur Sanders' salary?
Well, it was odd because I felt like perhaps Mel Kiper wasn't aware of what his job has been over the years. Now, I know they have the draft predictions segment of what they do, and then they have the big board where they just say, these are the best players. This is what their evaluation is of these guys, right? I know they do have to do some scouting, but most of what their job should be, him and McShay and all these other NFL draft experts, I think they've come into the situation where they think I could run an NFL team. And what they should realize is their job is to get the draft right by knowing what is actually being thought by NFL teams. And on that level, Mel Kiper and a lot of these other guys failed miserably.
Yes.
Right? If everyone in the draft world is saying Shedeur Sanders is a top 20 pick based on everything we're hearing and everything we've seen, then you don't know how to evaluate NFL talent, apparently.
Top 20 pick? They're showing vignettes of him at number 1 when Cam Ward's about to be chosen.
Right. The fact that you missed so badly on him reeks of, like, did I get it wrong? Should I admit that maybe Mel Kiper, Todd McShay, all these other guys, should they admit that they were wrong? Or should Mel Kiper turn around and blame the NFL system that this guy didn't get drafted higher? He chose the weirder option, which is instead of just saying, oh, maybe I got that wrong, to turn on the entire NFL and say, none of you have known how to, he said, none of you have known how to evaluate a quarterback for 50 years, is what he said.
It was just bizarre.
50 years, the entire NFL has not known how to evaluate a quarterback because of Shedeur Sanders falling in the draft.
It was so bizarre. I felt sorry for him. He got, Louis Riddick on the broadcast trying to talk him off a ledge, and
Reese
Davis trying to be the voice of reason to calm this old man down. See, he's kind of like a college football coach. When it suits Mel Kiper, then he's just, well, hey, this isn't what I think. This is what I think the teams are going to do.
Right.
So don't blame me, right? If Josh Rosen turns out to be a bust, I mean, it doesn't matter if I think he's going to be any good. It's where does he go in the draft?
Right. To be clear, not that Shedeur Sanders is going to be bad. We'll find out. But
he'll be bad.
Jimmy Clausen, Mel Kiper was a big fan of Jimmy Clausen's.
He should be retired now because he said that the ostrich was going to be a stud.
Yeah.
And he said if he's not in 5 years or whatever amount of time limit he put on that, I'll be done.
Right.
I'll step down.
Somehow that wasn't Jimmy Clausen's fault,
Jimmy
though.
Clausen slander.
I'm sorry. Bodie's here.
Bodie's here.
Buddy. Jimmy Clausen got a big neck, strong arm out of Notre Dame, wore that white suit, got in that limousine. Hey, he's going to be a pretty good quarterback.
Yeah.
Look like an ostrich.
By the way, my Brownie
neck Hall of Fame.
My Browns fans' thoughts on them taking 2 quarterbacks. Does it make a lot of sense to me? Not really. Unless you consider this. They're an organization that has not known what to do at the quarterback position for decades on end. So they said, we've got a couple picks late in the rounds here. Let's just take 2 guys and see what happens. It's like buying lottery tickets for them.
You bought a couple scratch-off tickets. That's what I was going to say.
They cost them little to nothing. If one of them hits, it's found money. But will they? No. What I think the organization's probably going to be dumb enough to do is say, let's have Joe Flacco be the starter and not let either of these guys play. I would do the opposite. I would put Dylan Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders and say, this is the battle for the number 1 pick. And for the number 1 spot, you're the starter if you win this battle between these 2 guys. Joe Flacco's the clear backup, and then I don't know, whatever you do with tiny hands, pick it. No, and then here's what happens. Whoever wins, they get to start, and the other guy, ship him off to wherever. Send him to the UFL. I don't care. You're gone. And then that guy's now, he feels like he won something, gives him some confidence. And then if he goes out and you go 3-14 again, great. Top 5 pick. Go get a quarterback next year. You'll be another year removed from all the Deshaun Watson money. Great. That's awesome.
And then you'll trade down from that pick.
Hey,
which they did. They did get a haul. They got a haul for that.
I will say.
I saw a mock draft for next year, Bone. Next year.
I saw it too,
Next
buddy.
year, you know who's coming for you?
I saw.
Penn State quarterback Drew Aller. Get ready.
Yes.
We've learned nothing. Did you see how it's like last year, Shedeur Sanders, going to be the number 1 guy, and now he falls to the 5th round. And what do we do with mock drafts? 12 hours later, we're like, you know what? Drew Aller, top 5 pick. No, he's not. Well, based on what? Based on him crapping himself anytime he plays a good defense. Based on him doing garbage, absolute nothingness in some of the biggest games. No.
He's got metrics. He's 6'5".
Yeah, that's right. He's got measurables. just not really showing up in the big games to be a good quarterback.
She's
Other than that,
from Medina.
that's Funky Cold Medina. That's his nickname if he gets it. That's great.
All right, more draft stuff. And I'm going to call on Mel Kiper and check on him.
Someone should.
I hope the Eastern European women that I hired for him are wiping him right now, cleaning his culo.
Oh, by the way, also, Nico Iamaleava, like 12th. The guy who left Tennessee and went to UCLA and had all the big drama. Next year, like 12th pick. That's what they're saying.
Oh, okay.
The guy who got his head caved in by Ohio State and is now going to play at UCLA. What are we doing? Like, let's not make similar mistakes. Let's just let the season happen. No, we're already in. We got to have Arch Manning as the number 1 pick next year. He's
already in. I actually saw somebody today. He shouldn't even play the season. should sit out.
The guy he was competing with the job for. When did Quinn Ewers get picked?
No, hold on. It's coming up next. More
It's
draft
so dumb.
Conversation next. Common Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
You should watch out for an accident that's on westbound 33 before 270 Southeast. It's causing stop-and-go traffic from Hamilton Road. And we've got some slower traffic on northbound 71 on the south side between Green Lawn Avenue and 315. This report is sponsored by Taco Bell. Crispy chicken nuggets are back at Taco Bell. All white meat chicken coated in tortilla chip breading and paired with unique dipping sauces. At participating Taco Bell stores for a limited time only, while supplies last. Contact store for availability. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Brought to you by Metal Supermarkets. From hobbyists and machine shops to manufacturers and maintenance departments, visit Columbus at metalsupermarkets.com for all your metal needs.
Need inspiration? Shop Kroger for mouth-watering meals and appetizing ingredients. Our low prices add up to big savings, plus over $600 in digital coupons each week, and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. At Kroger, you always get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
Right now, save big on 2-pound packages of fresh, delicious strawberries. They're only $3.99 each with your digital coupon. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Everyone deserves a fast and reliable connection, one that helps better their everyday through the things they value most: friends and family, education and career. A connection that opens pathways to opportunity and builds roads to a better future. At Spectrum, we're committed to delivering just that every single day. Because with the right connection, anything is possible. That's Life Unlimited. That's Spectrum.
Summer 2025 is bringing something wild to your Columbus Zoo. The all-new North America Trek opens this summer, a reimagined zoo region inspired by your national parks. Get ready to get up close with Mexican wolves, black bears, river otters, bald eagles, and more in breathtaking new habitats. Discover local wildlife and conservation in action like never before. Plan your visit today. Visit columbuszoo.org for details.
Need a new heating or cooling system? Booking a free in-home estimate with Logan Services is easier than ever. In just minutes, you can schedule your appointment on our website. It's fast, simple, and hassle-free. Book a time that works best for you. We offer appointments throughout the week and on weekends. And next-day installation is available now. When you need help, we're here for you. With a home of fast, friendly service, Logan Services.
We've all been there. You come home after a long day, only to find water dripping from the ceiling. Your roof has decided it's had enough. And now, frustration sets in. Another unexpected problem added to your never-ending to-do list. At Newman Roofing, we get it. That's why we make the process simple and stress-free, handling every detail with professionalism, so you don't have to worry and can get back to the things that matter most to you. So, how do you begin? Step 1. Schedule your free estimate by calling our office at 614-NEW-ROOF or visiting our website, newmanroofing.com. Step 2. Meet with one of our trusted representatives who will guide you through the best plan for your home. Step 3. We get to work, and you watch your roof transform before your very eyes. Whether it's your roof, gutters, or siding, the Newman Roofing team is here to guide and support you every step of the way. Call today at 614-NEW-ROOF to schedule your free estimate and experience the Newman Roofing difference. Don't just get a new roof, get a Newman roof.
Hi, here are some ways to listen to The Fan. You can download the Fan app or listen at home on your smart speaker or open up the iHeartRadio app or hold your head out the window and hear Common Man scream. Happy listening from the Dopes at The Fan.
Have you ever told a friend?
Oh, I'm fine.
When you really felt?
Just so overwhelmed.
Or sent a text?
Can't sleep. Are you awake?
When you couldn't find the words to say?
I'm scared to be alone with my thoughts right now.
Then this is your sign to reach out to the 988 Lifeline for 24/7 free confidential support. You don't have to hide how you feel. Text, call, or chat anytime.
Are you in need of basic dental treatment but can't afford the cost? There may be a solution. Hi, I'm Dr. Hal Jeter, president of the Ohio Dental Association, and I'm excited to tell you about a program called Dental Options. Dental Options is a partnership between the Ohio Dental Association and the Ohio Department of Health, in which qualifying patients can be paired with a dentist to receive discounted or even free dental care. Eligibility for the program is based on your financial situation. For more information or to apply, call 1-888-765-6789.
You just realized your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. Start at Indeed.com/credit.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Fantastic start to the work week. Afternoon highs will be in the low 80s with plenty of sun, turning into mostly clear skies overnight and lows in the 60s. For Tuesday, we'll start off dry, but then chances of showers develop with strong to severe storms possible late afternoon to early evening. Breezy winds and afternoon highs in the low 80s. For the Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfolo with your 10 weather impact forecast.
ESPN Bet is the official sports book of Common Man and T-Bone. On your phone or in person at Hollywood Casino Columbus. The Fan.
And from every dime a dog night in the Midwest.
Because he's fat.
Here's Man and Bone.
Happy Monday. We have more draft conversation for you, but T-Bone's going to sell you something.
Yeah, man. Well, a lot of teams this time of year are talking about their winning window, like in the NFL. We got to draft a guy. We got to find someone. Our winning window might be open. I don't know if your window's open or closed if you're a football team. What I do know is if your windows are costing you money, maybe they're like letting energy out. That's like turnovers. You don't want turnovers with your energy. You want to keep that in the house, whether it's hot, whether it's cold. That's why you need great windows from Window Nation. Their windows frequently outperform and outlast the ones from the expensive guys, all the other companies out there. The deal they've got going on is great right now. You can get 4 windows free with every 4 you buy. Plus, you can get 0 interest and 0 payments for 2 years, pay nothing until 2027, and get a free entry door when you buy a full house of windows. Those are great add-ons. You'd win that trade if you do that with Window Nation. So check them out today. You can call the number 866-90-NATION or go to windownation.com. Again, that's 866-90-NATION or go to windownation.com.
So Shedeur Sanders winds up going in the 5th round to the Browns. On Friday night, during a live stream event hosted by Sanders, he got a call to a private phone number he set up and gave only to NFL personnel. Person on the other end of the line claimed to be Saints GM Mickey Loomis and informed Sanders that the Saints would be taking him with their next pick. After Sanders said he'd been waiting for this, the person on the other end of the line instead reversed course and told Sanders he'd have to wait a little longer. And everybody was confused at the event. Well, it was a prank call, and it turns out the culprit of the prank call was Falcons defensive coordinator Jeff Ulbricht's son.
Jax is his name.
21 years old, Jax Ulbrich. And I heard Stephen A. Smith's suggestion for what we should do to Jax this morning, and I'd like to play it for you.
Where is the picture of the kid? See, it's not criminal, but it's unethical, it's classless, it's amoral to some degree, and I'd like to see the face of that kid, because sometimes you need to be embarrassed. That's what needs to happen to you. Now, in my opinion, this kid, I sincerely hope, to Jeff Ulbrich, I sincerely hope he whipped his kid's ass. That's an ass whipping. That is a required ass whipping.
He's 21. He's what, 21 years old?
I like all of that. I like the fact that you can whip your 21-year-old's ass. At least you know people who can whip his ass, even if you can't.
Well,
You're the defensive coordinator of an NFL team. Someone comes over, whips his ass.
Yeah. I mean, I will say good job out of People Magazine, because People Magazine does have his photo right there with Dad. They have Dad's photo and his photo right next to each other.
Does Jax have frosted tips?
No, but he definitely has big douchebag energy.
I'm sure he
I would
does.
say. Yeah. Look, there's a few levels to this for me. One is obviously, how does he get this number? I don't.
His dad left the iPad open.
Yeah, right. But what I'm saying is, how does Dad not have better operational security with his stuff? Who knows? Maybe he thought, well, what, is my kid going to grab it and prank call one of these guys? Yes.
You answered your own question. Dad raised that douchebag.
Right. So there's probably your answer. Is
Yes.
that
Dad's an idiot.
Dad's an idiot. Son's an idiot. There's that. The other part of this is, and I know you could say maybe he just did this because he's able to watch the draft and guess at certain things, but he called a guy who a lot of people thought might get picked in that spot, right? The Saints need a quarterback.
That's right.
He calls a guy that was thought to be one of the best on the board, and then calls as a prank. Did he know that the Saints probably weren't going to do that? Did the Falcons have some intel somehow that wouldn't be happening, and that he knew this wouldn't be, like, he's not going to call and then real Mickey Loomis calls and does make this pick?
He's on the phone with fake Mickey Loomis. Right. Somebody beeps in.
Right.
Hey, it's Mickey Loomis.
Right.
What? I'm talking to you right now.
I'm wondering, is that just dumb luck on his part that he does this and then it turns out they don't pick him? Or did he also know that, like, oh, yeah, they're not taking him, son? Yeah, why are you asking? Anyway, oh, got to go? All right. You said you got to make an important call? I guess, whatever. Bye, son. Oh, they hung up. And then the kid is calling knowing. I don't know. Like, at this point, you have to wonder about anything on that. Did the kid know something? And if so, what's the dad telling him? You have to ask all these questions. They have to do an actual investigation of this situation. The NFL and the Falcons should investigate this guy, in my opinion.
Way back when I was banging, I was a producer for One on One Sports Network. They were like the alternative to ESPN Radio.
Yeah.
You know, they had national programming, and, you know, Tim Brando had a show.
Oh, my guy.
James Brown had a show.
I'm sure that was exciting.
James Brown's show?
James Brown is...
No.
He was great on the NFL, CBS, all that stuff, Fox before that, but...
No, not a good radio
Not
host.
great on the radio.
But then we were purchased by Sporting News. And so the son of, like, the chairman of Sporting News magazine, which I want to say was based in St. Louis, wanted to be a radio guy. So he got an, air quote, internship.
Oh, good.
Over at One on One. And he was just this, 20-year-old goober, didn't know anything, got in everybody's way. And back in the day, when you were a producer, you had a Rolodex. You kept all your phone numbers in this either spiral notepad, or some people actually had a physical Rolodex.
Yeah.
They would carry in and out of the studio. And so the big producer there, his name was Paul. He was the executive producer. He had everybody's name in this Rolodex. And that's rule number one. You don't touch somebody's phone numbers.
Of course not.
That belongs to Paul, the producer. He worked hard to secure those numbers. If he decides he wants to give you something, he'll give it to you. But you don't ask and you don't take. And so he walks in one day, and this dumb idiot kid is sitting in the studio copying phone numbers out of Paul's Rolodex.
Oh.
Right? And so Paul bursts into the studio and picks this guy up and throws him out, like physically throws him out. And the guy's like, no, it's not what you think. I wasn't going to steal him. I was just going to, call him later and tell him that I'm big fans.
Oh, it's even worse.
It's even worse.
Oh, just tell me you're stealing them. Oh, that's even, I want to curl up and die. Oh, God. That's so awful. That makes my skin crawl.
No, it was
Don't
not
worry.
what you think, please.
I'm going to call Shaquille O'Neal at 3 o'clock in the morning and say I'm a big fan. I think Hack-a-Shack is BS. Why? Idiot. Can I just say one thing, though?
Yes, please. It's a 3-hour show.
On the Shedeur Sanders topic, right? Because a lot has been said about, I have seen a lot of people, and I don't blame people for feeling this way. He's a public figure. He's been playing major college football for, 4 years, right? With Jackson State before this. Dad is famous. He's not shy about talking about that fame. They have video cameras all over the place. He had this big, YouTube setup for the whole draft thing. I get why the hatred is there to a degree, right? People don't like to see nepotism. They don't like to see guys who they think are getting an opportunity they don't deserve. The real nepotism here, I don't even know if nepotism is the word, but the real thing you should be looking at when you want to see what an actual spoiled, entitled brat looks like, that is this Jax kid, the dude who called the number, that guy of the defensive coordinator of an NFL team. That is an entitled, spoiled brat. Say what you will about Shedeur Sanders as far as his, letting you know how famous he is, letting you know how rich his dad is, all that stuff. That can be grating. I get it. But that's a guy who actually went out and threw for 7,000 yards the last 2 years, who threw, how many touchdowns? 64 touchdowns he threw in the last 2 years. Whether you think he's a good NFL player or not, whether you think he should have been in the first round or the fifth round or never drafted, he actually did stuff on the field. That is a lot different than what this guy. Can we agree on that at least? That people who want to call Shedeur Sanders a Nepo baby, he actually had to go out and play football at a Division I level, and he played fairly well enough to be considered for a Heisman Trophy. So while he may not ever work out in the NFL, I think this rewrite of his career that he just sucked and was terrible. No, he wasn't terrible. May not work out in the NFL, but he's a talented football player. More than just a guy whose dad is in the NFL and he thought, I'm going to go through his iPad and find some numbers and have some hee-haws. That is an actual idiot. That is an actual entitled douchebag right there.
I think this whole narrative about, this guy wasn't drafted because he didn't want it enough, or this guy's got an attitude thing. I think there's some weight to that, but I think we put too much pull on that type of stuff. And I'm going to tell you why coming up in 2 minutes. Common Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan Traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
We've got a 45-minute delay due to an accident that's blocking the ramp lane and the right lane on westbound 33 before 270 southeast. It is stop and go from Bixby Road. And we've got slower traffic on northbound 71 on the north side between 670 and 11th Avenue. This report is sponsored by NJM Insurance. While some insurance companies use gimmicks to get your attention, NJM would rather focus on putting their policyholders first. No jingles or mascots, just great insurance. Visit njm.com to learn more. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. Spring is here and it's time to refresh your yard with Ohio Mulch. With 15 convenient locations in Central Ohio, it's easier than ever to get your mulch ready for the season. Need it delivered? No problem. Save $50 on home delivery when you order online. Whether it's mulch, soil, or even stone, we've got your yard covered. Visit OhioMulch.com today and spruce up your garden with the best.
Ohio Mulch, landscape supply, cleaner, greener, better.
Welcome to Tire Discounters. Oh, hiya, Phantom.
Mike, I think I saw a fox on my way in.
Oh, that was the Carfax Carfox. He was congratulating us on our Carfax Top-Rated Service Center Award.
I have always rated Tire Discounters at the very top.
Oh, thanks. So does Carfax. And not just for tires, but for all our services, too.
Alignment, brakes, shocks, and struts, and more.
Yes, sir.
But, Mike, do you think people believe Carfax over me?
Well, you are the Phantom tire buyer.
Exactly.
Now at White Castle, you can get 12 chicken rings for just $3.99. Tender on the inside, crispy on the outside. Choose from classic or our new Cheddar Blast flavor made with real cheddar cheese. White Castle. Follow your crave. Limited time only at participating castles. Tax not included.
For over 78 years, our family's been part of your love stories. At Diamond Seller, we offer bigger diamonds, better prices, and timeless designs for every chapter of your life. From your first yes to your forever I do, trust the jeweler who knows diamonds best. Visit Diamond Seller today.
Common Man and T-Bone is sponsored by the Hinderer Motor Company. We love what moves you. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Back when I was banging, this show slapped. Whatever the hell that means. You're listening to Common Man and T-Bone.
All right, these NFL teams like to talk about toughness, and this guy's a winner, and he's got intangibles, and sometimes that rings true. But a lot of times it just comes down to ability. Clearly, they looked at Shedeur Sanders, enough of them, at least the teams that I saw Sean Payton oh my God, how did you pass on this guy? Well, how did you pass on? Right. I know technically your answer is going to be, well, I've got a quarterback. But it's like, if you think this guy's going to be so damn special.
He's so good, then draft him as a backup.
Right. Then you draft him and you help develop him and then you trade him for first-round picks down the road.
Right.
Right? But no one was willing to do that, even the people that were sticking up for him. I think this whole thing with Shedeur Sanders is they just didn't like him on film. Maybe the Deion thing, maybe the dad thing played a little role in that. But I just don't think they thought his game translated to the NFL level. Look at Quinn Ewers. Quinn Ewers, apparently, on paper, should have everything that NFL people want, right?
Number one prospect coming out of high school.
Measurables, won games in college, got his team to the college football playoffs.
Fought through, a lot of adversity throughout his career.
Injuries. Also,
a perfect rating as a recruit. A perfect rating.
Was offered a bag of cash to go into the portal. What was it, $4 million he turned down?
Yeah.
Okay. But he said, no, I want to chase my dream. I want to play at the NFL level. That should be an NFL scout's wet dream. Right? Here's a guy that has all the stuff that we need, plus he's desperate. He wants to play so badly in the NFL that he's given up a huge NIL bag to do it. And instead, what? 7th round.
Yeah. I think that to that point, it doesn't necessarily matter what you do in college. It matters that you have measurables, and some of the things you do in college matter. Like if they see something on your tape, how many games did, why am I blanking on? North Carolina quarterback, was from Cleveland, ended up eventually back with the Browns. Why am I blanking on a few years ago? Came out when Deshaun Watson came out. Yeah, Mitch Trubisky.
Yeah,
Mitchell Trubisky. Remember when he came out?
Mitch Trubisky was with the Browns?
Yeah, didn't he for a minute go to the Browns? Am I wrong?
He was with the Steelers.
No, but didn't he eventually circle around? Am I wrong? There's too many quarterbacks. Maybe I'm wrong. You're right. He never eventually got there. That was a lot of talk that he wanted.
I think he went
Browns fans wanted him to get there at some point.
Steelers and Bills
now, right?
and
yeah, okay.
I don't think.
All right.
But you're right. He's from Menor.
He's from Menor. Yeah. There was talk that the Browns should take him. That's what it was. I thought he maybe had a cup of coffee with the Browns after he was deemed to be.
You know
bad.
what? I'll forgive you for not keeping up with the quarterback roulette of your team all the time.
You know what? You may as well bring him in.
Yeah,
may as well.
Here's the
We
point.
need more.
He had played 13 total games when they drafted him. Right? He was like, you cannot miss on this guy. You got to get him in. We talked about him at the time. We said he's played 13 games in college, but that was more than enough for them to say, oh, look, he can play because of measurables, size, all this other stuff. Now, did it work out? No. But I think we're putting a lot of emphasis on, oh, they don't like Deion Sanders. Deion Sanders is, number one, a former pro athlete, a Hall of Fame player. Yes, I know he likes to talk about his son and his family and brag about him. I don't know if you know NFL parents. I'm quite sure that there are a lot of parents who also do that, who ring up the GM, who will say stuff in the media. Deion Sanders actually has something to occupy his time if you're worried about that. He coaches a college football team. Sure, he'll also be in front of a microphone a lot. He may say something about like, oh, I don't know what they're doing there. But if that's the worst criticism, if that's what you're afraid of, then you probably shouldn't be running an NFL team.
No, and I'm not saying that Shedeur Sanders slipping to the 5th round is good or bad or otherwise. I'm just saying the principal reason why that is because enough guys thought he couldn't play.
Yeah.
All right, look at Mike Green is his name. Edge rusher, his first-round talent, right? He's got not one but 2 sexual assault allegations over his head.
Yep.
And even that, he only slipped to bottom half of the 2nd round.
Yeah.
Why? Because they like him.
Because they think he can play.
As a player, Laramie Tunsil's got the gas mask on. Oh, he's undraftable until later in the 1st round.
Right.
When he was drafted because they thought he was really good. My point is, people will put up with the perceived Deion Sanders BS if they thought Shedeur Sanders was going to be any good. Right or wrong, they don't think he's going to be good.
No, that's the reality that maybe Shedeur Sanders doesn't see, maybe Deion doesn't see, whatever. I mean, yeah, Deion was saying like my kid's going to be top 5 guy, all this stuff, but I don't blame a dad for feeling that way. I know a lot of people think that's just Deion being Deion.
Well, Howard said I'm the best quarterback in the draft.
How many Buckeyes have ripped him for that?
And he should say that.
No one. And you shouldn't, because that's what all these guys probably think deep down. To your point, Eagles went out and drafted Jalen Carter. Remember that? couple years
Jayson
ago.
to murder?
That not a Jayson to murder, was in the car when the murdering happened. Well, not murder. It was death by car accident. He's the Georgia player who was racing on the freeway, got in a bad car accident. A staffer and another teammate of his died in that car crash. And NFL teams were like, oh, what does this say about his character? What does it say about all that? Oh, that's dangerous. He fell all the way to 9th. And by the way, was a big-time player for a team that just won a Super Bowl in his second year. They don't care about your off-the-field stuff if they think you can play. They will justify anything. So I'm with you. I don't think it's the Deion fact. Now, it might be if he walked into interviews, which was alleged, and Shedeur Sanders said, oh, yeah, those plays? I'm not running those plays. Well, that would be a problem if he did that. But the fact that Deion Sanders is famous and may say things about the team, no. If that is what you're judging, then I think you're stupid. But really I think most teams don't care about that.
It's so wild to just think back on some of these picks that the Browns have made. For either these reasons for which Mike is talking about, which I lean more that way, which tells you how off Mel Kiper, guys, and all of the other analysts were, that sure, like the Browns wound up taking him in the 5th round. How many rounds came and went? They already had a quarterback, and they just told themselves, well, guess we'll take him, guess we'll take him because it's the 5th round. But they had already passed on him so many times. They took Johnny Manziel, different regime, in the 1st round with all the baggage that he possessed. But they still took him. Now, maybe that was more of a flyer to take a guy like that in the 1st round where they did, and maybe not a lot of other teams agreed with them on that front, and look how it turned out.
Yeah.
It's just, it's crazy how different, how vast this really is when you're scouting out these players.
Yeah, I think it would be something if one team that needed a quarterback passed on him and he fell to 20th, right? Or if he fell out of the 1st round.
Right, like the Steelers took him at 21 or something, and he didn't go at 3 to the Giants, where a lot of, month out pre-draft projections had him going.
The fact that every team that needed a quarterback drafted someone else, that is a miss by the scouting people at all these. It shows you how groupthink works. That's what I genuinely think happened with all the scouting stuff. They all looked at each other and said, well, he's got him 3rd on his mock draft. Well, I wasn't quite hearing that, but I guess we'll put him top 10, and then it just goes from there. The fact that we already have mocks out today that say Drew effing Aller is going to be the number 2 pick next year. Show me a game where he threw for over 200 yards in a game when he played a decent team. In their playoff games, he didn't throw for 200 yards. He's terrible.
He's efficient.
But he's 6'5", 240. Yay!
Didn't they win a game without him throwing in the second half?
Yeah, probably.
I think they did. I think they just ran the ball.
And if you want to say, oh, that's just Penn State's offense. Yeah. If they had a guy who could sling it and could throw for 350 a game, they would be like, nah, let's not do that. Let's run the ball and lose. That's what we want to do. No, man, like this. Let's not do this again next year where we got Drew Aller predicted before he's done anything his senior year or whatever this year is. He could have come out this year. He came back because he knew he wouldn't get drafted. So now he's back at Penn State. And guess what? They're going to project him as top 5 until he goes out and looks horrible this year. Then maybe they'll realize, let's not do this again and put him in the top 5 for no reason.
All right, let me ask you this, though, because we're yelling about this and that and Drew Aller and who the hell knows. But your team did draft.
Yes.
Dylan Gabriel, Shedeur Sanders, Quinshon Judkins, right, our guy.
Big fan of that.
Dylan Sampson from Tennessee, another running back.
Oh, yeah.
Do you like these picks?
The Browns draft, to me, is we drafted solid guys, almost all of them being either positions that win football games or positions we needed, other than wide receiver, which they didn't address. But they drafted everywhere else, I thought, really well. And then at the end of it, they said, oh, let's take a couple flyers on quarterback, which we never get right. Maybe we'll get lucky and one of these 2 guys will pop out and be halfway decent. But, yeah, I think the kid from Bowling Green, the tight end, Harold Fannin Jr., everyone says is essentially like a wide receiver. So he functions in that way. If he can do that in the NFL, then that does address one of your needs there. I love Quinshon Judkins, obviously. I think the kid from Tennessee is awesome, too, Dylan Sampson. So, yeah, to me, these are like, great. You added a couple running backs, one of which, hopefully both, can be effective for you. The linebacker they got is supposed to be one of the best linebackers at covering the whole field with JOK's injuries. It's probably good to have someone like that. They got the last one before it drops off in this draft. I thought this to me is like a B+, A- type of draft, honestly. You know me with the Browns. I'll tell you if I think they suck. I thought this was a good draft.
Bengals go with need. They go with linebacker and offensive line for the most part for the entire draft. Buckeyes set a school record for the amount of players picked. We'll give you a summary coming up next. Common Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
You're looking at some slower traffic on southbound 270 on the east outer belt between Main Street and I-70. And there's also slow traffic on northbound 71 on the south side between Greenlawn Avenue and I-70. This report is sponsored by Erie Insurance, celebrating 100 years of protecting your family's most priceless moments. Then, now, always. Erie Insurance. ErieInsurance.com. That's ErieInsurance.com. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Need inspiration? Shop Kroger for mouth-watering meals and appetizing ingredients. Our low prices add up to big savings, plus over $600 in digital coupons each week, and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. At Kroger, you always get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
Mix and match 5 or more items for just 99 cents each with your card. Choose Campbell's Soup, Kroger brand pasta, North Sides, and more. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Before you start your day, UDF has already started making your breakfast right in our bakery. We've got buttery, flaky croissants baked before the crack of dawn. We're making fluffy buttermilk biscuits from scratch by the time the sun starts to think about rising. And before you hit your first alarm, we've piled our biscuits and croissants high with sausage, egg, and cheese right in store. So come in and grab a fresh one and let us make you a morning person. Fresh baked breakfast sandwiches from United Dairy Farmers. UDF, mornings made for you.
Everyone has that one goal, that thing they want to prove, not to other people, but to themselves. Then, right when you think you could actually do it, cancer. And that goal is still within reach. Oh no, I'm about to run my first ever marathon with my 2 best friends. 3 years after having cancer.
At least we look good in these shorts.
Woo! Let's get it, guys. You, keep making plans.
Visit ohiohealth.com/keep making plans to learn more.
Common Man here for Weed Man. I always have the greenest lawn in the neighborhood. It's luscious. I swear by 2 things, water and Weed Man. Weed Man is locally owned and operated by Corbin and Audrey. They will make sure your lawn is weed-free and looking gorgeous. Of course, they get rid of weeds, but they also do aeration, mosquito control, grub control, crabgrass prevention, and flea and tick control for your 4-legged friends. For a free quote, give them a call, 614-733-3747, weedmanusa.com. Tell them Common Man sent you.
From the hardwood to the warehouse, performance matters. That's why Caster Connection, proudly based in Columbus and trusted nationwide, delivers industrial caster and wheel solutions to keep operations rolling smoothly. With an unrivaled online inventory and the best consultative experts in the industry, we'll help you find the right caster for any job. Shop now at casterconnection.com and save 10% on online orders with promo code ROLL10. Not a retail location.
Common Man here for Germain Lexus of Dublin and Easton. Guess what? It's driving season, friends. And my friends at Germain Lexus are ready for you with their most popular models on the lot and ready to go with special APRs as low as 3.99%, up to 48 months, or 4.49%, up to 60 months with low lease payments starting at $389 per month on the 2025 NX. And if you're looking for a TX, they're finally available for immediate delivery. Germain Lexus, 2 locations to serve you, Dublin and Easton. GermainLexus.com.
Bishop and Friends.
Amazon driver waving arms, which I think Buddy took as a cue to time to play. She was actually a little bit scared, and she smoked him with a cell phone.
Bishop and Friends, sponsored by Diamond Seller.
Weekdays from 9 to noon on The Fan.
Hey folks, it's Austin Ward here with a challenge. Well, a challenge might not be the best choice of words, so let's say an opportunity. Take the opportunity to lose 40 by the 4th with Awaken 180. Has a different ring to it when you have a finish line, doesn't it? 40 by the 4th. Maybe you looked at the scale this morning and it read 230 pounds. How about it reading 190 by the 4th of July? Maybe the scale says 300. Wouldn't the 260 number be a little nicer on your eyes and on your knees? It's attainable if you have the same results we all had with Awaken 180. I dropped 40 pounds in just 8 weeks. There's no reason you can't drop 40 by the 4th and be feeling as great as I still do now. Ring Independence Day in healthy, confident, and most important, feeling happy. You reached your goal with the help of Awaken 180. So fire up your grill and grab your beverage of choice because the weight's staying off thanks to free support for life. 40 by the 4th. Set your goal and reach it. Reserve your consultation online at awaken180weightloss.com.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Ohio Heating and Bryant. Doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
Best known for their contributions to the fast food breakfast world. This is Man and Bone.
It is Yikes Monday. Jayson's beef at 5:30. All right, Buckeyes set a school record with 14 total picks in the 2025 NFL Draft. They are Emeka Egbuka. Donovan Jackson goes in the first round. Tyleik Williams goes in the first round. Josh Simmons goes in the first round, last pick. Quinshon Judkins, your guy, goes to your team. Early in the second round, Travion Henderson, 2 picks after him to the Patriots. JT goes to the Colts. 4th round, Cody Simon. Lathan Ransom, 4th round. Jack Sawyer, 4th round. Goes to the Stillers.
Oh, I have many thoughts on that and another guy you're about to name here in a minute.
Ty Hamilton in the 5th round goes to the Rams. Jordan Hancock, 5th round to the Bills. Denzel Burke, 5th round to the Cardinals. And Will Howard also goes to the Stillers in round number 6.
Just that is the only thing keeping me from making the Browns draft grade higher is that you spent 2 picks. I get it. 2 picks on quarterbacks that you think have upside and potential and fell below where they should have been drafted. And you're saying if one of them work out, great. Okay. You've never been able to figure out quarterback for more than a couple years with the Browns, fine. But why take 2 picks to take your flyer when you could just take 1 pick that would make everyone happy in your organization? A guy who is not necessarily going to push to start, although I'm sure he would want to, in Will Howard. That's why I don't buy all this intangible crap that people talk about, where they're like, oh, they care about how you carry yourself. And if the guys are really... Will Howard carries himself as good as any college player I've ever seen. He looks and acts like a leader. He shows you that leadership on the sidelines, in meetings. Anyone who's talked to him in the media knows this. Any of his teammates will vouch for it. Everyone tells this dude's a great leader. He's got the size. He's tough. He's physical, can run, all those things. Yet his arm strength is just not quite as good as a few of the other guys. And so we're going to say 6th round on this dude. And, of course, who gets him? The Steelers. Now, maybe he does nothing in the NFL, but seeing Jack Sawyer and Will Howard wearing the black and gold of the Steelers
that chaps your ass,
your guy,
doesn't it?
Mike Gundy, Bodie, makes me want to puke. You know? Makes me want to puke. I hate it.
By the way, speaking of Emeka Egbuka.
And Ohio State, and also your receptions leader, Emeka Egbuka. Where is he?
The Eagles are visiting the White House today. Bodie, will you please keep your eye out for any audio? Because I'd love to have it. Thank you.
Okay, will do.
Thank you.
By the way, we haven't talked much about the Bengals draft, but I think one of the best things they may have done, maybe someone they didn't even technically draft, and that's getting Seth McLaughlin for nothing.
Yeah, he was a free agent guy.
Which I'm sure after he got to a certain point, maybe his agent was just telling teams, like, don't draft him. He'd like to figure out where he wants to go, and maybe that's where he wanted to go. I have no idea, but that I feel like you have at least a good chance of him becoming someone who is actually... This guy won the Remington Trophy. I know he's got an injury, but I'm shocked he didn't get drafted. That makes... So good for the Bengals for picking him, because some of the picks they made there in the middle of the rounds where you needed to go out and get a guard, and there were guys like Tate Rutledge there you passed on, instead decided to go get that linebacker from South Carolina, Demetrius Knight. Good player by all accounts, but I don't know. I feel like your middle of your offensive line is where you need help. And maybe they lucked out with him, Seth McLaughlin, getting him later, but that to me was a kind of a miss on their part. That's probably where I would have gone if I were them. But I know they also drafted the center or the guard from Georgia, Dylan Fairchild. So they did try to draft it. I just think they got the order wrong.
Giants took Abdul Carter from Penn State with a 3rd overall pick. He said he would like to wear number 56 to honor Lawrence Taylor. And LT told him to pound sand, which I actually appreciate.
To be fair to everyone, if you read all of the comments, LT went out of his way to say, no. I want this guy to be successful. I want him to carve out his own legacy.
That's right.
I don't want him to
taking
feel like
my number.
Well,
I got no problem with it.
You know what? It's great PR by him. If he truly deep down inside is just like a purely selfish SOB who's like, F that guy. I don't ever want him to have any success. The way he is saying publicly all the things he's saying, Lawrence Taylor sounds like very genuine here, saying, I want him to not have to deal with comparisons to me. Wearing my number will invite that. I'd rather him go out and figure out his own legacy. It's nothing against him. I have his back. I'm going to be with him every step of the way.
Look, guys, I'm so awesome. I was so awesome. I don't want anybody to have to follow me because that's just a losing proposition. But I will give Abdul Carter a little bit of advice.
Don't smoke crack.
That's right.
If only LT had heeded his own advice.
If only. Yeah.
Don't smoke crack.
Yeah. I mean, it's good public relations, whether or not it's actually, it's very self-serving to say, I'm just so good. Don't let anyone have to ever be compared to me. You know, I don't want to put that on anybody, whatever. He actually, what was his number in college? I forget. That number is also not available. So
Abdul Carter?
Yeah.
I think it's 11, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think that's right.
Yeah.
So
Parsons. It's like a Penn State linebacker thing, right?
Okay.
That's right.
11.
That's right. So he wanted that number. That's not available either. So he's like, all right, well, then they brought up LT, and then LT says no. So whatever. The number thing, it matters for about 10 minutes, right? And then they'll give him his number. If he's good, everyone will buy the jersey. If he's not, everybody will burn the jersey. So that's kind of how it works.
Commanders have reached a deal with D.C. to build a new stadium at the RFK site. So
there you go.
I saw some renderings of that. Timmy Hall's very excited about this.
Oh,
he had a full-blown chub when I saw him.
Well, that's where it seems like all the fans of that franchise want the stadium to be. It's got plenty of historical meaning.
All the fans of the franchise never wanted to leave that site.
Right.
They wanted to stay there.
So now it's going to go back, and that's good. And then that one thing I can say, good for those Commanders fans to get back what you wanted. And, it should be fun. Better than the RFK Jr. site, I guess, right?
Well, you know what, though? This will be like son of RFK.
Well, they should call the stadium RFK
So this
Jr.
will be RFK Jr., where every concession stand just serves liver cod oil.
Right. You try to get, can I get a hamburger? Like, oh, the thionucleoids will kill you. You can't have them.
It's Vince McMahon here.
I don't know.
No, you can't.
I'm not trying to make fun of him. That is how he sounds. I know he has a condition. I'm not making fun. I'm just, that's how he sounds.
Look at that. Deep vein thrombosis. Fan poll brought to you by Caster Connection. Visit casterconnection.com to shop online or to work with their Caster Solution Specialist. Who's the starter for the Browns opener? Flacco, Mike Kracko, Dylan Gabriel, Kenny Pickett, Shedeur Sanders. Bone, you're putting money on it right now. Not what you would pick. What are they going to pick?
I feel I would be shocked if they go with anybody other than Joe Flacco. I feel like that is their I feel like they're going to play these two quarterbacks they drafted like a combined 100 snaps at most this whole season. I don't feel like they're going to see the field much at all.
Flacco, my Kracko.
The actual logic up there seems to be that Kenny Pickett has the inside track to starting, which, God help us if that's happening. Come on.
He's motivated.
Good. They're all motivated. Everyone's motivated. Everyone wants to be good.
Good. Best shape of his life, too, Kenny Pickett. He's been doing hand-stretching exercises.
Good. Here's what you have from the Browns as far as guys in that quarterback room. You have one guy who is so toxic, you can't play him, and he's ouchy, and if he does ever not get ouchy, they'll still never let him see the field again. That's the most expensive guy in that room. Then he's
not even in the room.
Okay, but
don't even talk about him like he's in that room.
He is. It costs money.
He's not.
All right, you got him. You got Flacco, who everybody loves, but is going to be fun, except he'll throw some picks.
Flacco, my Kracko.
Kenny Pickett's hands are too small to play in a cold weather stadium, and you play in Cleveland, so bad. Then you have Dylan Gabriel, who famously said, I don't think football should ever be played outside. I think it should only be played in domes in warm weather cities. Cold weather sucks. That's fun. And then the last guy you have is Shedeur Sanders, who may be the best of all of them for all we know, but nobody believes in that guy. It's kind of, I guess, maybe that's why he'll go win the job.
Somebody does believe in that guy.
Who's that?
Mel Kiper.
How dare I say that? All of the NFL draft experts believe in him.
Bill Belichick is really effing weird. And if you thought, oh yeah, I knew that, or no, you don't.
No.
Bill Belichick is really weird, uncomfortably weird. We'll prove it to you coming up next. Common Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
You should watch for a disabled semi that's on the right shoulder of northbound 71 on the north side after Gemini Parkway. It's causing stop-and-go traffic from Polaris Parkway. And we also have a slowdown on westbound 670 between Grandview Avenue and I-70. This report is sponsored by COSI. Unofficial Galaxies opens May 10th. Calling all Star Wars fans to COSI. Unofficial Galaxies opens on May 10th, one of the largest Star Wars fans collections in the world, with iconic characters, legendary ships, costumes, and so much more. Go get your tickets now at cosi.org. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Sometimes I hear a sparkling sound.
Like when we say, all you have to do is point?
There it is.
That's the sound of magic happening.
Magic like we can come the day you call us? Wow.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
Discover uncompromising quality at a reliable price with Giant Eagle and Market District. Look for signs throughout the store highlighting lower prices. Surround yourself with savings at Giant Eagle. Experience value like never before. Visit Giant Eagle today to see how easy it is to save.
This year, we considered hiring an ad agency to help with our marketing.
They pitched impressive visuals and a script that was inspiring.
And exotic animal mascots to help grab your attention.
In the end, we just decided to tell it to you straight. Shelter Insurance has award-winning customer service at affordable rates.
Plus, our local agents are there to help you understand what coverage you need.
To find an agent near you, visit shelterinsurance.com and switch today.
It's been a great run. Care Heating and Cooling has achieved goals I could only imagine 30 years ago. But now it's time for the next generation to take over. This is Mike Weens, now the retired founder of Care Heating and Cooling with my sons, Dennis and Ryan.
Dad, as Care grew over the years, you had many opportunities to sell Care to one of the big conglomerates that are buying companies all over Central Ohio. So tell our customers why you decided to keep Care in the family.
After talking about Care's values for over 30 years, I couldn't bear the thought of Care becoming the kind of company I was warning our customers about. I know the two of you will continue to treat our customers as I would, with honesty and integrity.
We will, Dad. In 2024, Care was awarded a BBB Torch Award for Ethics and was named the Lennox Partner of the Year. You don't earn those awards by leaving cat toys behind.
Call Care Heating and Cooling at 1-800-COOLING or schedule an appointment online at careheatingandcooling.com. When you need a company you can trust.
Hey guys, don't waste time and money with low-quality online TRT that charges you over $100 just to start. Visit the TRT experts today at Low T Center for a free consultation and free test. The treatment is personalized to your body, and most major insurance is accepted. And you'll get the freedom to choose if you want in-center care or at-home treatment. Looking to lose weight? Get a free B12 shot when you start prescription treatment. The offer is limited, so book now at fixmylowt.com. That's fixmylowt.com.
Attention kingdom-seeking business professionals, entrepreneurs, and investors in Columbus. Are you ready to experience a life-changing event that will elevate your faith, finances, and future in 2025? Then you won't want to miss this. Join us for Life Search, featuring Champions of Faith, Saturday, May 10th at the Schottenstein Center for an extraordinary one-day event that will empower you to transform every area of your life through the power of faith. Prepare to be inspired by an incredible lineup of champions, including college football champions Jeremiah Smith and Caleb Downs, three-time national champion head coach Urban Meyer, sportscaster Kirk Herbstreit, two-time national football champion Tim Tebow, and more. These champions have experienced firsthand how faith transforms lives, and they'll be joining Life Search to share their powerful stories and insights on how to integrate faith into your business, finances, and every aspect of your journey. Seats are selling fast to this unforgettable event, so don't wait. Head to lifesearch.com now to secure your tickets before they're gone. Life Search featuring Champions of Faith, Saturday, May 10th at the Schottenstein Center. Don't miss out. Your transformation begins here. Visit lifesearch.com today.
Breaking news coming in from Bet365, and it's no surprise. Same game parlay from Bet365 just keeps getting better.
Well, it's even easier to make a bet. Choose from the most popular markets like hits, run line, totals, and home runs. So many to choose from.
Download the app, start building your bet, and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio. T&Cs apply.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. Guys, listen up. How many of you out there have been diagnosed with sleep apnea? Maybe your partner can't tolerate your snoring every night. You can't stand your CPAP machine. I totally get it. But the good news is there are alternatives to the CPAP machine. And Dr. Mark Levy is here to change your sleep and your life. Trust me, your spouse will thank you later. Dr. Mark Levy can customize an oral appliance that opens your airways, helps you breathe better, and of course, stops your snoring. That's the main point. It's quick and comfortable and an alternative to those bulky, loud CPAP machines you always hear about. For over 15 years, Dr. Mark Levy has led the way when it comes to treating snoring and sleep apnea, and now he's expanding his practice to better serve his patients with a brand new location in Marysville. I love Marysville. If you're snoring and not sleeping, you need to call Dr. Mark Levy's office today. Do not delay. Schedule your appointment today with Dr. Mark Levy at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP. That's 1-800-MORE-SLEEP. You can also visit him online at sleepbettercolumbus.com. And now, sleepbettermarysville.com too.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
And I'm Timmy Hall. We got the NBA playoffs rolling on tonight. The Cleveland Cavaliers, they are locked in. They are looking for the series sweep at the Miami Heat at 7:30. Total devastation, though, for the Milwaukee Bucks. Superstar Damian Lillard has a torn left Achilles tendon. It calls into question his entire 25-26 season. The Pacers beat the Bucks to go up 3-1. On the baseball docket, Reds are on a 4-game win streak after sweeping the Rockies this weekend. They begin a home set against the Cards tonight. Coverage over at 6:10 on 1460 ESPN and HD2. Guardians begin a home set versus the Twins at 6:10. And the Washington Commanders are going back to the district. The team and D.C. have reached a deal to build a $4 billion stadium at the old RFK Stadium site. That stadium's still there. Breaking sports news on The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
It's time to take a dip in the pool of stupid. Yeah. This is Common Man and T-Bone.
You know, it's almost wintertime where it just crawls inside me anyway for a couple months.
Right, it's hibernation season.
There's that one real cold day that we'll have in December where it just looks at me and says, see you in March.
That's your groundhog, right? Where you're just like, is it, nope, 6 more weeks of winter.
Some old guy holds it up. Punxsutawney Common Man saw a shadow.
Featuring Panama Ted, Leanna Ray on traffic,
You know I hate you guys, right?
and all the weird sounds the internet has ever made.
Just want to remind everybody that this Columbus Day is the only one I've ever met that can handle my junk. Stuff flaps all over the place.
Does that make any sense to you?
This is Common Man and T-Bone.
Happy Monday. We are leaning into nostalgia. We only have 3 shows left, and then we're done. Wednesday is our final show together.
Yep.
Be here on Wednesday. It will be very stupid. I will promise you that.
Yes, it will. By the way, that old intro, I got to tell you, I mean, I was laughing really hard in that segment, and now listening back to it, I mean, I'm like, yeah, that's funny. It's probably like B material at this point, and I just was.
I mean, we weren't.
I mean,
You're taking something out of context.
I almost passed out laughing at that.
I am pretty funny.
You are.
By the way, speaking of not seeing your pee-pee, I was talking to Tyvis. I was a good friend today, gave Tyvis an entire loaf of bread, just because.
Well, you know how he feels about bread.
I understand.
He's a very on-again, off-again relationship with bread.
Loaf of bread. And, you know, he says this all the time, but he said, no, I'm serious. I'm serious about my diet. Something happened to me this weekend. So I'm thinking, oh, okay. What'd you do? Not fit into your jeans or something?
Sure.
You know? He told me that he went to take a number 1, and he looked down, and he couldn't see it.
Oh, come on.
He said he lost pee-pee, and I said, look, dude, T-Bone hasn't seen his pee-pee in 20 years. I barely see my pee-pee. I don't even know if it's there anymore. I know it's shocking to you the first time you look down and there's nothing there. All right? Like, Bodie doesn't know what this feels like. He's got a clear view of pee-pee.
Okay.
But all of us... We're obstructed.
Yeah.
I actually welcome Tyvis to the club.
No, that's
Makes me feel better to know that somebody else here also cannot find Winky.
He got the old eclipse, huh?
By the way.
Finally happened.
I mean, it's overrated looking at it anyway, isn't it?
You don't want to look at it.
Why do you want to look down there? No one wants to see that. If you want to see it, I let you live, but I don't want to see it. I don't want to see mine.
I think you want to see it.
You want
but
to see yours?
It's not for any particular reason.
I don't want to see it.
You just want to, hey, hello. You just want to check.
No, don't need to check.
I know it's there. Trust me. It gets
just a glance. That's all.
No, I don't need to see it. There's other senses that allow me to know that it's there.
I'm going to give you a little TMI.
Yeah.
I woke up last night groggy, had to take a pee-pee. Does not happen often. I'm not a middle of the night peer.
Sit down?
No sit.
No sit?
I should have.
Try a sit.
I should have sit.
More comfortable.
Because it had burrowed itself in such a way inside my abnormally large sack. And I was half asleep. And so the head did not clear the sack. And so I'm just peeing and it's going all over the place because it's stuck.
It's like a bird.
It's stuck in the sack.
In its egg.
That's exactly right. And it's all over the floor. And then I got to turn the lights on. And I got to clean up the pee. And then I can't get back to sleep for 2 hours because I'm wide awake.
That's why you sit.
You're right, Timmy. I should have sat.
Because of the way that you sleep and what can happen to
You're
it.
right.
You sit down and you give it a shake, and then everything's out.
I know.
You do what you got to do.
I should have shook.
You rustle around.
I didn't shake. I was tired.
Give it a little
was
shimmy.
Delirious.
No, I remember that was a big thing when I first started working on the show. Tor you guys always used to talk about sits to pee was a thing. I remember that very distinctively. And I remember thinking, do what you got to do. However you got to get it done. Whatever's more comfortable for you.
How are those heated floors in the bathroom?
I don't have heated floors.
No?
Nope, wish I did.
It's too bad.
You don't have the radiant technology?
I don't have radiant.
I'm sure things will pick up for you soon.
Yeah, that's right.
You know what? Hosting with you?
Maybe not.
I don't know, buddy.
Yeah, maybe not.
All right, Bill Belichick. He's weird. Maybe you said, I knew he was weird. No. First of all, I just told a story about how I pissed all over myself.
Got it.
Last night. So who am I to judge? But if you didn't know who Bill Belichick was, and you just saw a man who looked like this, he was on CBS Sunday Morning yesterday.
Yeah.
He looks like he lives under a bridge.
Oh, well, he specifically chose a shirt. I'm sure they talk about it. I didn't watch the whole interview. There's got to be some significance to the sweatshirt he was wearing, but it said Navy on it. And then it had a giant hole near the collar.
Rip in the chest. I mean, you would, if you passed him on the street, you would give him change.
Well, you know what? There are very fashionable people who wear worn to the point of ripping apart shirts.
He's not
for
it.
Style. That's not what he's
74-year-old men are not doing that.
No.
Here's a little snippet when the interviewer, whose name I do not know or care, asked him about his new relationship with Jordan Hudson.
You have Jordan right over there. Everybody in the world seems to be following this relationship. They've got an opinion about your private life. It's got nothing to do with them, but they're invested in it. How do you deal with that?
Never been too worried about what everybody else thinks. Just try to do what I feel like is best for me and what's right.
How did you guys meet?
We're not talking about this.
No?
No.
She's off camera. She's sitting there watching this entire thing.
She's sitting next to the producer because they have a big bank of computers up where they're monitoring all this, making sure the sound's good and
She's
all that.
locked in. She's locked into every word
She's
of
like
it.
his overbearing manager.
Well, and if you believe some of the stories that are coming out of North Carolina, she's like his personal secretary. All the emails have to clear her before they get to Bill Belichick.
This interview, if you haven't watched it, I would encourage you to go check it out. One of the weirdest things about it, barring all the other stuff, is that this man is the head coach of North Carolina. They are sponsored, presumably, right, still by Jordan Brand and all that stuff.
Jordan Brand, yeah.
Yeah. Why this man doesn't have on a North Carolina something or other, that's what every college coach does when they go on national TV is, hey, reminder, I'm Bill Belichick, Super Bowl winner.
Hasn't coached his first game yet.
I'm here.
Yeah,
I'm recruiting.
School.
Come on down. Not that 60 Minutes is a big recruiting hotbed for you, but just keep reminding people where you are.
Those clothes that they gave him at North Carolina, they're too new.
Yes.
They don't look like bummish enough yet for him. By the way, here's another one.
You joined InstaFace, as you put it. I love that. There's some great pictures of you and Jordan where you're a fisherman and she's a mermaid. It's charming. It's a different side of you. What's the reaction been like?
What's it been like?
To have these different sort of photos. There's another one where you're doing, I know you're not into meditation or yoga or Pilates. You're balancing Jordan on your feet, and she's doing kind of the Titanic pose.
Yeah, so I'm on some of those social media platforms, but I honestly don't follow them.
Oh my God!
That guy makes me want to run through. He makes me want to run through a brick wall, but for other reasons.
You're a weird guy, Ace.
My God, this guy he's trying to recruit people to play for him at North Carolina, and when they ask him a question like "How's it been?" he goes, "How's it been? What? Like, how do you not know what that means?"
You know, I mean, we're used to seeing you in a certain light, and now you're putting yourself on social media and, you know, having fun. And
having fun?
What does fun mean?
What's the reaction been like?
What's it been like?
What's it been like? Yes.
It's a question.
This is called an interview.
It's like, how are you doing with all of that?
Bill, who was the NFL head coach that had something to say about the radio show he was on?
I don't know.
Oh, no, I know what it is.
I was thinking of...
I know what it is.
The guy I was thinking of was Jim Tom Sula being terrible when he got interviewed.
No. It was former Bears head coach Dick Duran. Okay. And he was asked some questions about what was said during his radio show, which was called The Dick Duran Show. And he said... It's not my show, but I'm on that show.
That's the reaction.
That's the reaction that I get from him when asked about the Instagram. He's like, well, it's not. She's made it clear that if she's going to let me touch her, that I have to do stupid things.
Right. He can't answer the question honestly, which is like, I don't know if you know how this works, but me no bangy if no insta likey. You know, like that's what he wants to say, but
what's
he can't
the
say
reaction
it.
been like?
What's it been like?
I'm sorry. I swear, I don't know if we should. We'll listen to it maybe in the break. Jim Tom Sula is the only person I could think of who sounded more awkward in an interview. And that one was like the guy was interviewing right after he got hired in San Francisco. And he's like, hey, Jim, what do you think you're going to do about this? And he's like, I don't know. And he's like, well, give me some idea. And he's like, I do with what?
You and me talking. Just give me a name that you think would be good as an offensive coordinator. What if I throw a name out there?
Yeah, well,
Mark Trestman. It's so.
Hold on. I'm not giving this the justice that it deserves. All right? No, I'm sorry. We got to take a break. We're going to come. You're going to think that we edited that together. No.
It's so good.
He's making those noises in real time. I get this piece of audio. I declare it.
It's fine. You can have it. It's fine. It's fine.
All right, Common Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
You should be aware of an accident that's on both shoulders of westbound 33 before 270 southeast. It will be stop and go from Hamilton Road. And we've got about a 10-minute delay on eastbound 270 on the north outer belt between 315 and 71. This report is paid for by Ohio Secretary of State Frank LaRose. Ohio's primary election is May 6th, and you have 3 convenient ways to vote. Ohio offers in-person early voting, absentee voting, and voting on Election Day. Find everything you need at voteohio.gov. Learn more at voteohio.gov. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
She's the heart of your home, the keeper of traditions, and the one who always puts everyone else first. In the spring, it's her turn. Hi, it's Alex Johnson from the Diamond Cellar. For over 78 years, we've offered unforgettable gifts for every milestone, big and small. Mother's Day, anniversaries, birthdays, and more. She deserves more than flowers. She deserves to sparkle. For jewelry that lasts a lifetime, visit Diamond Cellar on Sawmill Road and at Easton Town Center, or shop with us online at diamondcellar.com.
Hey there, friends. Bo Bishop here. Spring weather has arrived, and we all know what that brings. Warmer weather and severe storms. Well, when bad weather hits, we all know it can cause leaky roofs or even damage to your siding and gutters. The Roofing Guys are your local experts in roofing, siding, and gutters and more, providing top quality through every roof, every time. So it's just a small repair, full replacement, or even peace of mind. You need to contact my guys, the Roofing Guys, 614-626-7000, or visit them at theroofingguys.com. That's theroofingguys.com.
He opens his toolbox before he opens his wallet and believes you can fix anything with 20 minutes and some pride.
He's Mr. DIY. And when he needs metal, he goes to metal supermarkets. Artists, hobbyists, machine shops, maintenance professionals, and welders all count on metal supermarkets for over 8,000 metal products, shapes, and grades. If it's metal, they've got it or can get it for you. Cut to any size and ready fast. Visit the family-owned franchise on North Wilson Road or Columbus at metalsupermarkets.com.
Did you know even the smallest increase in mortgage rates can cost you thousands of dollars over the life of your loan? Hi, I'm Mark Stefanski, Chairman and CEO of Third Federal. It's true, even a 0.25% change in rate can cost you thousands of dollars over the life of your mortgage. But with Third Federal's new Early Rate Lock, you don't have to take chances. Early Rate Lock is the only pre-approval that locks in your rate at pre-approval, even before you find a house. Plus, we're so confident that our rates are the lowest, if you find a lower rate, we'll beat it or give you $1,000. And now through April 30th, get pre-approved with Third Federal and we'll pay all of your closing costs. So don't wait. Call Third Federal today.
Right now at Third Federal, even before you find a home, lock in 6.625%, APR 6.685% on a 30-year fixed-rate purchase mortgage. Visit thirdfederal.com or call 1-800-THIRD-FED today. APR reflects 15% down for $350,000 loan amount. Rate requires automatic payment program and is subject to change. Restrictions apply. Zero closing costs on low-cost loans only. See conditions for lowest rate guarantee at thirdfederal.com. Equal housing lender.
Before you start your day, UDF has already started making your breakfast right in our bakery. We've got buttery, flaky croissants baked before the crack of dawn. We're making fluffy buttermilk biscuits from scratch by the time the sun starts to think about rising. And before you hit your first alarm, we've piled our biscuits and croissants high with sausage, egg, and cheese right in store. So come in and grab a fresh one and let us make you a morning person. Fresh baked breakfast sandwiches from United Dairy Farmers. UDF, mornings made for you.
The Fan app is about to become your new best friend. Your one-stop shop for all your favorite fan shows. ESPN Columbus and BetQL. Live or on demand. Listen on your schedule. Download the 97.1 The Fan app today. It's free. Do it.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty. Do you want to sell your property, however, you need a little help getting through the process? Let's say you have years of belongings in the home. It needs a lot of updating, you're overwhelmed, and you may need help finding a place to go. I will help you. Visit us today at TurboTrackRealty.com or call me now for an all-cash offer and, more importantly, the help you need at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Have you ever told a friend?
Oh, I'm fine.
When you really felt?
Just so overwhelmed.
Or sent a text?
Can't sleep. Are you awake?
When you couldn't find the words to say?
I'm scared to be alone with my thoughts right now.
Then this is your sign to reach out to the 988 Lifeline for 24/7 free confidential support. You don't have to hide how you feel. Text, call, or chat anytime.
Steel, walk behind, zero turn, and stand on mowers are built to get the job done. Shop online or at your local Steel dealer. Steel, let's go mow.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Plenty of sunshine, light winds, and temperatures in the mid-70s on this Monday. Low 60s for your Tuesday morning and a dry start to the day. 10 weather impact alert for Tuesday afternoon and Tuesday evening with strong to severe thunderstorms possible. Highs in the low 80s. With your 10 weather impact alert forecast, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jerry Martz on The Fan.
ESPN Bet is the official sports book of Common Man and T-Bone. On your phone or in person at Hollywood Casino Columbus. The Fan.
Yes, we tried unplugging and then plugging them back in. It didn't help. This is Man and Bone.
I just threw an early mint into my mouth.
Early mint? What caused that to happen?
I don't know. I didn't feel fresh.
Okay. Did you brush your teeth today?
I did.
Yeah.
But, you know, sometimes feel like you need a little reboot.
What'd you have for lunch?
BB Bop.
Oh, if that's good.
Paid extra for the avocado because that's what we do in society.
You got to pay extra.
Potatoes,
avocado.
Roasted broccoli. No, it's all included in the price, but you asked for avocado. My God, we got to have an upcharge.
My kids are obsessed with BB Bop to the point, here's all they get. All of them. This is the order. Purple rice.
That's what I get.
Chicken.
I like spicy chicken.
Regular for them. Cheese.
No cheese.
And then that's it.
That's it?
That's all they want.
Nothing?
And then yum yum sauce in the most copious. It's like not even chicken. It's essentially, if you've ever been to like a Mexican restaurant where they have like ACP, just like the chicken, rice, cheese, that's essentially what they're getting at BB Bop, but then they put yum yum sauce on it, and that's pretty much it.
I got the purple rice, some roasted broccoli, and some sprouts.
Oh, yeah.
Bean sprouts. Those are my hot toppings.
Healthy.
Spicy chicken, corn, avocado, sriracha sauce.
Delicious. That sounds very good.
Very good.
Very balanced. I still like Mel Kiper breaking it. Very balanced, very good meal. If Timmy was here, he could do it better. He will be in a couple weeks. Don't you worry.
Don't remind me. All right. Jim Tomsula, we talked about him, former 49ers head coach, because we started talking about Bill Belichick and how he's the most awkward person ever, unless you're Jim Tomsula. Except Belichick is perhaps the greatest coach of all time, and Jim Tomsula is working at the Citgo right now.
You know what? He is doing something, but he's never going to be a head coach again, I wouldn't think.
This is just as he was hired as 49ers head coach, an interview with CSN Bay Area.
You and me talking. Just give me a name that you think would be good as an offensive coordinator. What if I throw a name out there?
Yeah, well,
Mark Trestman. It's someone you might know, right? That's maybe the best you can give me.
Yeah.
Same question, defensive coordinator. What do you give me an idea of what you're looking for? I'm not trying to trip you up.
Yeah. I'm really not going to talk about. I'm just not going to do
the
it
style?
out of respect to those people.
No,
I know. Then we play the name game, but then you know what I mean. I just don't want to get on that road.
Okay. Not even the style?
Yeah, style that fits our players.
Alrighty, style that fits the players, but the defense, you kind of have a better feel for what that defense is.
Yeah. I think we have a pretty good feel on our offense also.
All right, that sounds good. With the talent on this defense now, do you feel that you can get a top flight defensive coordinator? You don't have to get an assistant who you're going to elevate. You can get a guy who's pretty excited about being a defensive coordinator and a chance to win with that group.
I mean, that'd be fair to say.
That's fair to say?
Yeah.
All righty. So you probably look more in that direction then?
I wouldn't say that.
All righty. You wouldn't say that?
I would not say that. I wouldn't say it either.
Okay. Let me see if I can go in this direction. What was your relationship with Jim Harbaugh?
Great.
My God.
Let me tell you.
My God.
If you're not in the business of interviewing people, you obviously can tell that's awkward. I want to tell you right now, that guy who was doing that interview should have walked into his boss's office and said, if I have to do that for 16 weeks, you have to double my salary. That guy is working harder than most people in media have ever had to work.
How did that guy interview and get the job, Jim Tomsula?
Oh, I don't know.
Who else interviewed for the job?
Well,
Charlie Manson?
It's like, sir, our options are Jim Tomsula. He's like, please tell me there's someone else. Like, well, the other guy has a swastika carved into his forehead, and he's in the state pen.
I don't know.
I'm not sure which one you want to go with. It's a real tough. Maybe flip a coin.
Then there was the Jim Tomsula radio show.
Yeah, that was what we did.
Nope.
No?
This was real.
Oh, okay. I'm sure it was.
This was real. I have not listened to it in years. I'm sure it's awful.
I'm sure it is.
Let's see how long we can stand it.
The Jim Tomsula Show, featuring 49ers head coach Jim Tomsula. Now, here's your host, Jim Tomsula.
All right, everyone. It's the Jim Tomsula Show. I'm Jim Tomsula. Everybody knows we lost last night. I don't really want to talk about it, but I suppose we have to.
Jimmy, is this the right button, Jimmy? I wanted to tell you something.
As you probably know by now, that's my mother, Gladys, who I live with, and she is the producer of this show.
Jimmy, don't beat yourself up over the game last night. You'll get him next time, Jimmy.
Yeah, sure, Ma. Well, I don't want to do this, but I suppose I should take some calls. Let's go to Kevin in Oakland. Hi, Kevin.
Hello?
Yeah, you're on the. Go ahead.
Is this?
Yeah. Huh?
Hello?
Yeah, hello. Ma, crying out loud. Can you hit the button to make it so the guy can hear me when I'm talking?
Which button is it, Jimmy? This red one or the green one?
No, Ma, there's a blue button on the Okay, you've just hung up on everyone. That's great.
I'm so sorry, Jimmy.
It's okay. Well, I guess I should read a commercial for one of our sponsors. We still got an hour and 57 minutes of the show left to go, but I am running out of stuff to talk about. Yeah.
No, Jimmy, don't read the commercials. All the sponsors have pulled their spots. They're actually asking us to tell people to buy their competitors' products. That's how much they think people hate this show.
All right. Well, thanks for telling me that on the air, Ma. I appreciate it.
I made you some soup, Jimmy.
Oh, okay. That's great, Ma. It looks like the phones are working again. Randy is up next. Hi, Randy.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Coach. Do you think that game last night, part of the reason you weren't maybe moving to football was I'm sorry, Coach. I had a little trouble hearing on this end. Is there like a weird noise back there or something? I can't really concentrate.
Noise? Nah, I'm not hearing anything on my end. That must be a bad connection on your part.
He's talking about you ripping ass on the phone, Jimmy.
Okay, it's about time we take a break. I'm going to go stick my head in an oven. We'll be right back after Mom plays one of her favorite tunes from her record player.
The Jim Tom Sula Show.
That was good, huh?
I'll tell you, here's the notes I have on this one.
It took us 2 minutes to get the farts.
Just do the farts.
Just do the farts.
Just start off with farts. Idiots.
He had a situation at a 49ers press conference where he audibly ripped ass. It was uncomfortable. Everybody knew that he did it.
I want to also be clear, that happened before we knew about the existence of the city councilman who went in the bathroom and was urinating and farting all over the place.
That wasn't urination. I assumed that was diarrhea.
No. Oh, I assumed that he was standing at the John.
Oh, no.
And,
I thought it was
the pot.
flowing out of his BH.
No, I thought he was filling up the pot and then ripping as he's going. I thought it was, yeah.
All right. We need to put a stop to
Bodie,
this.
help us figure this out.
Bodie?
Yeah, have you heard this clip, Bodie? It's a guy who he leaves his microphone on when he's at a city council meeting, and you hear farting, and then you hear something draining into like a pot of water.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Okay, so
we have to figure this out.
Is this peeing or is this coming out the other end?
I won't belabor all the details. I'm sure most of you remember Mr. Guest's presentation from last time, and I imagine he's going to hit some of the highlights here in a minute. But the thing is that these deadly infections, there's something we can do about it. And what we can do is call on governmental representatives that are higher up the chain of and ask for action at the federal level. I am aware of Mr. Brainerd's concerns that he raised last time, and there would be instances where I actually agree that we should take action locally first, but there are not any KFO operations in Georgetown, so for us to just say it within the city limits would be an empty gesture. And also these diseases don't know any boundaries. So a state-by-state approach would just mean that
Listen to me. I can hear that 9,000 times and laugh every single time.
It gets funnier every time.
All right, now that I hear it, I concede to you that it probably was urination.
It's too consistent. There's no way he would have flushed immediately after that. If it was just like flowing out like that, he would have given himself another minute or two to say, let me just make sure there's nothing left in there. Also, I don't think the farts would have been as clean. They wouldn't have sounded like that.
How do you know those are clean?
Those are dry.
You got to throw out that underwear.
Those are dry.
No.
Those are all dry. Yeah.
That's Skid Mark McGee right there.
I will say, he does sound like Jim Tom Sula at the end, where he just comes like, yeah, that is Jim Tom Sula working in local government now? We should check into it.
Yikes. 2 minutes from now, Common Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
That one's literally my favorite clip. We've got a couple-minute delay on eastbound 70 on the east side between Hamilton Road and 270. And there's also slower traffic on eastbound 33 between 270 and Ebright Road on the East Outer Belt. This report is sponsored by rrfoundationspecialist.com. A strong home is built on a strong foundation. Family-owned R&R Foundation Specialist specializes in sinking foundations, concrete slabs, leaning walls, and chimneys, waterproofing, drainage, and more. Get a free estimate at rrfoundationspecialist.com. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by RCD RV. RCD RV's open house is May 3rd through the 10th, and they have over 650 RVs in stock. Visit RCD in Delaware, Heath, and Pataskala.
Hey guys, don't waste time and money with low-quality online TRT that charges you over $100 just to start. Visit the TRT experts today at Low T Center for a free consultation and free test. The treatment is personalized to your body, and most major insurance is accepted. And you'll get the freedom to choose if you want in-center care or at-home treatment. Looking to lose weight? Get a free B12 shot when you start prescription treatment. The offer is limited, so book now at fixmylowt.com. That's fixmylowt.com.
Grocery shopping is a good deal better with the Meijer 7 for 7 sale. Pay just $1 each when you mix or match any 7 or more participating items. Save big on everything you need for a complete family meal, including assorted Meijer frozen vegetables, select varieties of Campbell's condensed soup, Meijer pasta and pasta sauce, and Ben & Jerry's or Haagen-Dazs ice cream. Family-friendly meals and low prices. That's the happy shopper good life at Meijer. Exclusions apply. See all deals in the Meijer app.
Common Man here for the ESPN Bet Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus. Watching big events are more fun at Hollywood Casino. For example, there's this draft thing coming up. Large men get selected to move to different cities and play football. That's all I'm legally allowed to say. Not only do you get the excitement of on-site wagering and camaraderie, there's prizes to win at the Sportsbook. And sign up for Penn Play Rewards and play up to $500 on the house. Do it now. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Common Man and T-Bone is sponsored by the Hinderer Motor Company. We love what moves you. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
No Desmond Howard death wishes since 2012. This is Man and Bone.
Please listen to the podcast of this stupid show. It's available wherever you get your stupid audio. Just search Common Man and T-Bone. Click. Subscribe. Every single show comes right to your device free of charge. Podcast is brought to you by our friends, Care Heating and Cooling. When the show changes on May 12th to Common Man and Timmy, I've had some people say, what do I have to do with the podcast? The answer is nothing. If you subscribe to the podcast now, it'll just come right to your feed as normal.
There you go.
Or, like me, you'll be deleting the podcast.
Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. By the way, for what it's worth, T-Bone and Tyvis, we have a new Twitter handle. We will also have a new podcast for you. So if you listen in mornings when that show starts, we'll have all that info for you.
When does that show start, Bone?
May 12th.
Yes.
6 to 9 a.m. every Monday through Friday.
All right. Yikes time. I was reading a riveting story today about earwax. It's very interesting. Scientists think that by studying earwax, it can tell you how healthy a person really is. I also thought that earwax was the same for everybody, but no. For example, the vast majority of people of European or African descent have wet earwax, which is yellow or orange in color and sticky. However, 95% of East Asian people have dry earwax, which is gray and not sticky. Yikes. The gene responsible for producing either wet or dry earwax is called ABCC11. Which also happens to be responsible for whether a person has smelly armpits. Around 2% of people, mostly those in the dry earwax category, have a version of this gene, which means their armpits have absolutely no odor. Wow. Did you find any of that interesting?
I didn't know there was such a disparity in earwax.
I'll tell you what, I was riveted. Yikes.
TNT Sports has had some issues with their broadcasts of NHL playoff games. Some of those issues relate to the fact that they have people who aren't even in the location of the game calling some of these playoff games. However, it appears this wasn't the issue on TBS Sunday night. With 16 minutes left in the second period of Game 4 of the Capitals-Canadiens series in Montreal, the TBS feed just went black.
I was watching.
Just faded to black.
Straight to black.
Yep. And they went to a couple minutes of commercials. When they came back, studio host Liam McHugh explained they were having technical difficulties. They showed a highlight of the Capitals' first goal and then announced they were switching to the Sportsnet feed. So, yes, TBS had to go to another country's, like ESPN essentially, give you their feed with their broadcast, with their everything, until they could get their issue settled. It took them about 30 minutes before they got it back, but what a terrible mishap there. Maybe you should invest a little bit more in the broadcast quality of these hockey games, given it is the playoffs after all. Yikes.
Bodie's here today. Go ahead, Bodie.
My first yikes is going to go to a college football head coach who's been known to do plenty of yikes-worthy things in the past. He added another one over the list. He added another one to the list over the weekend. On Saturday, Penn State head coach, they had their annual blue and white spring game, and their head coach, James Franklin, went over to some heckler in the stands, and he started exchanging words with them. This was in the dead middle of the game. You can see in the background as Franklin is walking towards the sideline, you could see a play finishing up on the field. Unfortunately, we did not have any audio from it, so we weren't able to add any to our dad list, such as this one.
You guys thought I was a psychopath in the past? You have no idea.
Or even this one.
We're done being great.
But nevertheless, arguing with a fan at a spring game, James Franklin. Yikes.
I think that's the first time we've incorporated audio into a yikes.
Good job, buddy.
I like it. Police were called to meet a Southwest Airlines flight as it landed in Chicago after reports that a passenger on the flight took off her clothes and defecated on her seat. Yikes. The plane had to be taken out of service for cleaning. God, I hope so. Yikes.
How about seat replacement? No, you don't clean that. You rip everything out and start over.
Now, most people assume this had something to do with mental illness, and I can see where they're coming from with that, but hear me out. There are times where I'm on the toilet and things are going so badly, the only possible way to feel slightly better is to be unfettered, taking off all my clothes. There's something about being bare-chested that makes things feel instantly 20% better. So perhaps that was at play here. So let's cut this disgusting broad some slack.
Right.
Yikes.
It's disgusting because she crapped on a seat, not because she took her. Taking your clothes off is just an added part of that, but it's the pooing on a seat that's the undignified part of all this, right? And then
I don't know. I think if you keep your clothes, if it's truly an accident.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Truly an accident. It's like, I'm sorry. I'm Torg. I have no sphincter muscle.
Okay.
Hey,
right.
Dude, I couldn't make it to the lavatory, dude.
Yeah. I guess if you were standing in line and it happened, then like you were waiting for the bathroom, you had an accident. That's different than you just sit down and go, well, time for this. My second yikes. This goes to the Broncos taking a bit of a flyer. The Denver Broncos decided to draft a player in this NFL draft. 7th rounder, so not likely to make the team. He is the most inexperienced player in the draft by far, Utah tight end Caleb Lohner. How inexperienced would you say? Well, Travis Hunter, who went number 2 overall, once played 149 snaps in one college football game. Caleb Lohner, total, has played 57 snaps of college football. Yikes. Now, the Broncos know this. They actually brought this up. GM George Payton said it's 57 plays exactly. That's how much he played. He played basketball at Utah mostly, jumped over to the football team this year, saw sparing action. I find it interesting that a guy, just because of his physical talents, could get drafted to the NFL, even in the 7th round, because he was possibly going to fit the uniform well. Meanwhile, Seth McLaughlin didn't get drafted at all, and he won the Remington Award. Very odd. Yikes.
I'm going to stay with the NFL draft here a little bit. Maybe a positive and negative yikes for me on this one. There were 257 players drafted into the NFL from Thursday night to Saturday evening. One of the names not called, though, was Florida defensive tackle Desmond Watson. So a small yikes for him on that. Good news for him, though. He signed with Tampa Bay as an undrafted free agent. Here comes the fun part. Watson, who was listed at 6'5", 464 pounds, has the chance to become the heaviest player to ever play in the NFL. Yikes. He has reportedly dropped about 26 pounds since Florida's pro day back on March 27th. Despite that, though, he'd still be the heaviest player in league history. I'm honestly kind of torn whether or not it's bad news for him to be that size or bad news for the potential offensive lineman that he could wind up facing in the NFL next season, but someone's getting a yikes.
They say he's the, if he works out in the NFL, he is the tush-push answer. He's the guy that you put in the middle and say, I dare you to try to move this guy. Switchfoot. There you go.
I was reading a piece on Live Science today.
What?
Maybe Live Science. I don't know. Live/Live.
Yeah.
They're asking the really tough questions that impact our daily lives, like, can we burp in space? Yikes. So I read it because I'm dumb. Here's what it says. you can't burp in microgravity the way that you would on Earth. That's because unlike vomiting, which uses the muscles of your digestive tract to force food back up, the mechanics of burping depend completely on gravity. First, gravity helps separate the gassy ingredients of a burp from the liquid and solid remnants of food in the stomach because gas is lighter and thus floats to the top. So, before you burp, the stomach contains a layer of hot, sometimes smelly magma gas hovering above a swampy mix of partially digested food. So because there's no gravity, you're more likely to have stomach acid and chunks flowing out of your mouth after a spicy meal than burping in space. So I got to tell you, I really picked some crappy yikes today, didn't I?
I was just thinking, I'm thinking now, like when these astronauts get back, like those people who are stuck in space for 8 months, they just come back and the first thing that happens once they get the full effect of gravity is they
haven't burped in 8 months.
They're just super bloated. I don't know.
All right, so I told you about earwax today and burping in space.
Well, that's good, Mike. I've got a story about holes here. If you head up to Uptown Butte, Montana, to be specific, the middle section of East Broadway Street, there is a sinkhole there. Yikes. The county has come and filled it up, but residents of Uptown Butte are very alarmed because this isn't the first one of these that's popped up over the years. They've seen a lot of them, and that is because Montana Tech mining professor Sonia Rosenthal says our history is underground mining. We have more than 10,000 miles of underground activities under Butte. And one resident actually brought up the fact that his house, he has a sinkhole in the front of it. And a few years ago, he had one in the backyard. And now he says, I'm just concerned about what's going to happen when one gets in the middle. Yikes. That seems to be a problem. So if you live in Butte, watch out for holes. Yikes.
My final yikes. Going to be short and sweet here. Anybody who does NFL draft grades less than 24 hours after the NFL draft has concluded, ESPN, CBS Sports, I really don't care who it is. I think draft grades are honestly some of the worst sports media content that is put out there, and we do it every single year. Yikes.
Thank you, Bodie.
I think I did some draft grades earlier in the show. I guess that's probably a bad idea.
No, you said you liked the draft.
No, I was saying I liked some of the moves they made based on what I thought. But you're Bodie, I agree with you. That was dumb. There's no reason to give it a grade on this. Let's give a grade in 3 years.
I will say, though, I saw on NFL Live just a short bit ago here, Kuiper, A+ for the Browns. Only A+.
Hey.
So
Shedeur.
Because they took Shedeur. They took his boy. They could have done everything else wrong, and they would have still given him an A+.
Fat Boy Food Tap. Coming up next, Common Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
You're looking at a 5-minute delay on eastbound 270 on the North Outer Belt between 315 and 71. And we've got a small delay on eastbound 670 from Cleveland Avenue to 71. This report is sponsored by rrfoundationspecialist.com. Secure your building's future with R&R Foundation Specialist. From sinking foundations, leaning walls, waterproofing, and more. Now serving Columbus, Ohio. Get a no-obligation estimate at rrfoundationspecialist.com. That's rrfoundationspecialist.com. I'm Nicole. For 97.1, The Fan Traffic.
At Meijer, we work hard to bring more locally grown goodness to life with a farm-fresh selection of crisp vegetables and juicy, ready-to-eat fruit. Whether topping off kebabs on the grill or adding healthy color to a leafy green salad, your family will definitely enjoy the delicious taste of Meijer produce. Plus, you'll appreciate the selection and savings we have to offer. That's the fresh-picked good life, priced for real life. We work hard to make life a good deal better at Meijer.
Let's go to the floor with some late-breaking developments on the markets. Jim?
Up things are down things are up.
Sounds like things
You don't understand. Right is left, lemons are sweet, spaghetti is cold, the milk is warm.
Okay, but are you seeing anything that maybe smart-minded money people should know about?
Yeah. Apex Pros.
The pros who knows?
Probably one of the most stable things you can do is an Apex Pros air conditioner tune-up.
Air conditioner tune-ups, you say?
Oh yeah, Apex Pros knows most expensive summer breakdowns can be prevented by getting a tune-up now.
Yes, it's known that a tuned-up AC lowers energy bills, which is important to...
Oh, this is unbelievable.
What, big sell-off? Huge increase?
No, I spilled coffee on my new shirt. Anyway, tune-up save on energy bills, plus make your air conditioner last years longer.
Good to know Apex Pros keeps things stable and predictable.
That's on my pants, too. This is the worst day. This is historic. You know that.
No doubt about it. Columbus loves Apex Pros. The pros who knows.
ApexPros.com.
Common Man here for Jermaine Lexus of Dublin and Easton. Guess what? It's driving season, friends, and my friends at Jermaine Lexus are ready for you with their most popular models on the lot and ready to go with special APRs as low as 3.99%, up to 48 months, or 4.49%, up to 60 months with low lease payments starting at $389 per month on the 2025 NX. And if you're looking for a TX, they're finally available for immediate delivery. Jermaine Lexus, 2 locations to serve you, Dublin and Easton, JermaineLexus.com.
Congratulations, you're having a little girl.
At that moment, everything changed. Our hopes and dreams for ourselves were instantly replaced by our hopes and dreams for her. We got life insurance policies from Shelter Insurance, so that regardless of what life throws at us, we'll still be able to provide the world to her.
Visit shelterinsurance.com to find an agent to help you pick a policy that's right for you. Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
Newman Roofing, as part of their 2025 Commitment to Community initiative, is proud to partner with 10 TV and The Fan to launch Raise the Roof, honoring local heroes who are going above and beyond in their communities. Newman Roofing wants to recognize the volunteers, educators, first responders, and everyday difference makers who are making a meaningful impact in their towns to be recognized on 10 TV and The Fan. Stay tuned as we begin announcing the selected honorees who truly embody the spirit of Newman Roofing's commitment to community.
The Buckeye Show.
I'm never going to be I would rather lose every game of the season if I can beat Michigan. That's absurd. So you're just an idiot.
The Buckeye Show.
Presented by Coors Light and sponsored by CareSource.
Weeknights at 6 on The Fan.
Hey folks, it's Austin Ward here with a challenge. Well, a challenge might not be the best choice of words, so let's say an opportunity. Take the opportunity to lose 40 by the 4th with Awaken 180. Has a different ring to it when you have a finish line, doesn't it? 40 by the 4th. Maybe you looked at the scale this morning and it read 230 pounds. How about it reading 190 by the 4th of July? Maybe the scale says 300. Wouldn't the 260 number be a little nicer on your eyes and on your knees? It's attainable if you have the same results we all had with Awaken 180. I dropped 40 pounds in just 8 weeks. There's no reason you can't drop 40 by the 4th and be feeling as great as I still do now. Ring Independence Day in healthy, confident, and most important, feeling happy. You reached your goal with the help of Awaken 180. So fire up your grill and grab your beverage of choice because the weight's staying off thanks to free support for life. 40 by the 4th. Set your goal and reach it. Reserve your consultation online at awaken180weightloss.com.
The Fan Poll is brought to you by Caster Connection. Visit CasterConnection.com to shop online or to work with our Caster Solution specialists.
The only thing harder than common man's arteries is T-Bone thinking about a red-bellied woodpecker. This is Man and Bone.
This dumb show brought to you by the Hinder Motor Company. What was I going to say to you?
I don't know.
Something to say.
I saw something nice just now.
What?
We talk about all the crap and random stupidity of humanity on this show a lot. How about something nice? Okay, this is from the Arizona Diamondbacks. Eduardo Rodriguez will take the mound against the Mets in Citi Field tomorrow. Mets are currently playing the Nationals, final game of their series. And then they will go back home to New York where they will face the Diamondbacks tomorrow. But the 32-year-old lefty for the Diamondbacks, he went out. They had a day off today. They're already in New York waiting for tomorrow. Goes out to Central Park, brings his glove and a ball, and he ends up finding a dude who's just out there with his glove. And he says, hey, you want to warm up? Dude, they're just playing a little catch out there. You imagine that? I don't know what makes you crazy enough to take your glove to Central Park for no reason. But whatever, this man's just walking around with a baseball glove. He sees a major league pitcher and gets to give him a little practice toss. It's great.
Don't you take your glove with you everywhere you go?
Yeah, I do. I actually now am thinking this is an unhinged story.
Yeah, it's actually a really creepy story.
This
when you
guy is
think
super
about it.
weird.
Fat Boy Food, yeah!
Common Man and T-Bone have very little value unless they're telling you about all the crap they can shove in your mouth so you can die quicker. It's time for Fat Boy Food Tip. Wait, how do you want me to say it? Tip? This is dumb. I quit.
Sponsored by Metal Supermarkets. Visit metalsupermarkets.com/Columbus for all your metal needs.
If you're a fan of KFC, you got some new items on the menu today.
All right.
Chicken and waffles back on the menu after 5 years at KFC. That's as of today. They're also introducing a new dessert, strawberry and cream pie poppers.
Oh.
With strawberry and cream filling in a flaky crust as a new dessert options. They're available today. So if you like that, go get it and buy one of their biscuits, throw it on the ground.
You ate their biscuits. I will say the strawberry and cream combo, I don't know what it'll be like at KFC, but the McDonald's pie that they have is, when they have it, it's very good. For a drive-through dessert option, it's probably one of my top 3 or 4 favorites there. Very good stuff. So hopefully KFC can mimic that success.
That's all I got.
Oh, all right. I did go today. I've tried the Wendy's Frosties now with the new drizzles, the new sauces. Have you had have you had any of those yet?
No, because they're not chunky enough.
Wait, have you had them?
No.
Okay.
I want chunky.
They're getting there.
No,
but first you got the sauce. Listen, the caramel one is very good. I just had today, I had the chocolate Frosty with chocolate brownie batter on it. The brownie batter has the same consistency as the Girl Scout cookie stuff. It's got that little crumbly, gristly kind of taste to it. I know that sounds gross. It's not. It's very good. It just doesn't have the mint flavor from the Girl Scout, but otherwise, very good. So I highly recommend that. I'm trying to think what else we had.
No, I have something for you. It's going to aggravate you.
Okay, good.
It's from Business Insider. I tried 6 fast food cheeseburgers and ranked them from
thank
worst
God
to best.
Here we go.
All right. McDonald's least favorite.
Just the cheeseburger.
Just
Not
the
like
cheeseburger.
a Big Mac or a quarter pounder.
Straight up cheeseburger.
Okay. All right.
She didn't like the smattering of diced onions. I did.
That's one of the...
No, be quiet.
It's iconic.
Burger King next.
I like a Burger King burger, but I understand.
I know you do.
They do have a sesame seed bun.
They do. That's right. Wendy's Dave's Single.
Wendy's burger's superior. I agree with that. I like those. I like that better than the other two you just mentioned.
She did think the condiments were a touch messy. A lot of mayo, a lot of ketchup. And I will say, Wendy's will sometimes get heavy-handed.
They'll slop it on there.
With the condiments.
Yeah, but you know what? Also, it just depends on the day and who you get. I can't totally dock a sandwich place for, on this day, this worker gave me a little more than I expected. I understand that's frustrating, but you got to go like 5 or 6 times before you can get a full picture of how it is.
I don't love the mayo on hot sandwiches either. I get how people love it as their sandwich topping.
You don't love mayo, period. What are we talking about?
I'm putting myself into the mind of a normal person, though. I get it on cold cuts. I think on a burger, even if I liked it, I still would think that's nasty.
I think it's great on a burger.
I like it on a burger, too.
Oh, yeah.
Checkers came in 3rd place.
That's Rally's.
Rally's, Checkers. Yeah, whatever.
I haven't had a Rally's burger in a long time, so
Looks
I
like
can't speak on
shredded lettuce, tomato, copious amounts of mayonnaise.
They go more the Whopper route on toppings,
onions,
don't they, than the McDonald's cheeseburger route. Yeah. Okay.
Shake Shack cheeseburger was next. I don't know how you can compare something that costs $2 to something that costs $10.
That's so. Yeah. Actually, it was funny. I had all these foods: fish sticks 4th. 3rd, chicken tenders. 2nd, a steak from a steakhouse. It's like, what are you talking about? Those are different things. Don't compare them.
Her number 1 choice, though, was the cheeseburger from Sonic.
Oh, Sonic does a good burger.
She said the burger came topped with 1 slice of cheese, pickles, tomato, lettuce, diced onion, mayonnaise, and ketchup.
It's a solid-sized burger, too, if it's the one I'm thinking of. They do a decent-sized burger there at Sonic for their cheap-o burger option.
I just went there last week, but I went with the chicken finger option.
Oh,
with the tots and a cherry limeade.
They have a lot of choices.
And Dom yelled at me for not getting a burger when I came back to the office.
Dom yelled at you?
Yeah, hey.
Dom is very offended
burger joint.
if you don't get what he thinks the restaurant is known for.
I see.
So you can't get chicken at Sonic.
He would be very frustrated with my Sonic order, which is just give me all your Cinepockets and all the cream cheese icing and leave me alone. Because those are the best fast food thing you'll find anywhere.
Oh, you know what I had yesterday?
They're so good.
I buried the lead.
What'd you have?
Chicken cordon bleu sandwich over at Arby's.
Oh, and?
Very delicious.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I haven't had one in a while,
I mean,
obviously,
it's a fried chicken sandwich. They put some ham on top of it and Swiss cheese. It's great.
And honey mustard, right?
It was very good. I enjoyed it. Chef recommends.
Love that.
Did you guys see I tried another Pizza Madness participant this weekend?
Was it Bexley Pizza Plus?
We did Bexley Pizza Plus. We were on our way. We were going to do Torita's as planned. and the party grew, so we needed a place we could actually go in and sit down.
The party grew.
The party grew. By two more people. So
you couldn't just sit in the parking lot and eat your Doritos?
We also needed it to be around lunch because Sarah was working this weekend, so we wanted to sort of meet her while she was out.
A lot of stipulations.
Doing her thing. She's a great nurse. We wanted to let her have lunch.
I just want to point out,
12:30, 12:45, so Bexley Pizza Plus was open.
I was judged that I hadn't had Doritos by you, Timmy, last week, I feel like. Prejudged.
How could it have been me? I have also not had
you're
it.
like, but I'm going. And I'm like, oh, I haven't been. It's like,
Timmy made a grand announcement. Grand announcement. So what did you think of Bexley Pizza Plus?
Very solid. Very good. I don't think the toppings blew me away. And then people told me that they actually do have a mini pepperoni in addition to the standard, like was in the photos that are on my Twitter account.
You mean like a cup and char?
Like a cup and char, yeah,
Okay,
if that's what you prefer. But I wasn't going in with any special instructions. It was just give us a pep and then a smaller sausage pep. I thought for a medium density crust, held its crispiness pretty good, which is what I like. And I thought the cook on the pizza, without telling them well done or anything how to do it, thought was pretty good as well. Solid.
All right. Thanks,
there we
Timmy. Go to hell. Ryan Day gets a commit. Details next. Common Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
You're looking at over an hour delay due to an accident that's blocking 2 lanes on southbound 270 on the east outer belt between I-70 and 33. It's going to be stop and go from Main Street. And you're looking at a 5-minute delay on northbound 71 on the north side between 670 and 11th Avenue. This report is paid for by Ohio Secretary of State Frank LaRose. Ohio's primary election is May 6th, and you have 3 convenient ways to vote. Ohio offers in-person early voting, absentee voting, and voting on Election Day. Find everything you need at voteohio.gov. Learn more at voteohio.gov. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
It's Lindsay's one and only trade-a-thon.
Trade up today and get $1,000 above market for your vehicle. Choose a 2025 Honda Ridgeline RTL or an all-wheel drive HRV LX or a CRV LX and pay just $299 a month. 3 models with one very low Lindsay price.
Trade up to the reliability of a new or certified Honda.
So lock in your price today. The one and only Lindsay Honda Trade-a-thon is back. See lindsayhonda.com for details.
Hey, it's Leslie from Pella Columbus.
I'm Wilson from that other window place.
One of my favorite things, Wilson, is the look on people's faces when they see the end price for Pella windows.
Yeah, I'm always hearing, does it look like I'm wearing my money britches?
More like, I can't believe we get the Pella look and quality at these prices.
Oh, you went the other way with that. You're hearing good things. Oh, this is awkward.
Get the window that homeowners rated the leading window brand in Columbus at PellaColumbus.com.
Sometimes I hear a sparkling sound.
Like when we say, all you have to do is point?
There it is.
That's the sound of magic happening.
Magic like we can come the day you call us? Wow.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
Stanley spent his life in the saddle, wrangling whatever life threw at him. But nothing prepared him for the fight against low T and ED. Shame practically hunched him over. Bonbon pills just gave him a headache. He begged for a lifeline.
Well, maybe it's over.
Columbus Men's Clinic said no. Medical conditions, old age, there's hope. This is about real treatments. Science, not one-size-fits-all guesswork. Columbus Men's Clinic was designed for men who hate going to the doctor. Personalized plans, cutting-edge treatments, overseen by an actual medical provider that takes the time to listen. With low T and ED treatments others only dream about, we fight like hell to get you back in the saddle. Because every second you wait, your condition could worsen. Act now. Don't let time slip away. Dial 614-300-7400 or go to columbusmensclinic.com. Your consultation is only $99, including blood work. And you know your T level before you leave. Columbus Men's Clinic, making it happen.
This summer, something wild is coming to your Columbus Zoo. The all-new North America Trek opens soon. Get closer than ever to Mexican wolves, river otters, and more in stunning new habitats. Experience wildlife and conservation in action. Plan your visit today at columbuszoo.org.
Welcome to Tire Discounters. Oh, you're the Carfax guy.
The Carfox from Carfax.
Wow.
And you, sir, work at Tire Discounters.
I sure do.
The Carfax top-rated service center.
Oh, right. You know, a lot of that's because of our services. But people think we're just about tires.
Maybe it's your name.
Yeah.
Tire Discounters. And your jingle.
Oh, you like it?
I think it needs something.
Yeah? Like what?
Hit it. Plus brakes, oil changes, shocks, and struts, and more. Now that speaks to me.
This is This Date in Reds Baseball with team historian Greg Rhodes.
The greatest offensive player in Reds history? Well, there are many strong candidates. Pete Rose, Johnny Bench, Ernie Lombardi, Ed Roush, Tony Perez, Joe Morgan. But I'll take Frank Robinson, who for 10 years led the Reds from 1956 to 1965, averaging 30 home runs and 100 RBIs a season. And on this date, April 28th, just 11 days after his Major League debut at the age of 20, Frank hit his very first Major League home run. Robinson would go on to hit 324 home runs as a Red and 586 all told in his great career. And his first homer came on this date at Old Crosley Field, April 28, 1956, this date in Reds baseball.
This Date in Reds Baseball is brought to you by the Cincinnati Reds Hall of Fame and Museum, presented by Dinsmore. Celebrating greatness, preserving history, providing inspiration.
If you're like most Americans, you've racked up tens of thousands in credit card debt. You're stuck with 20% interest fees, and even the monthly payments, well, they're hard to make. It's insane. Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. The good news is that there is a way out. AFLcash.com. That's AFLcash.com. Advantage First Lending. They specialize in fast, easy access to the equity in your home. Most homeowners have hundreds of thousands of dollars in their home equity. That's your money. AFLcash.com can get it out for you with zero junk fees and zero hassle. You can pay off all those credit cards in just a matter of days. Pay off your car loans too. Cut your monthly expenses by $800 or even $900. I'm telling you, the relief you need, well, it's right there at your fingertips. AFLcash.com or call 844-394-CASH. That's 844-394-CASH. Break out of the credit card debt prison with AFLcash.com.
Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 1209177. Subject to lender approval. NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
And I'm Timmy Hall. In the NFL draft over the weekend, 14 Buckeyes were selected, tied for the most they've ever had drafted with their 2004 class. The Browns kicked off their second round on Friday by selecting Quinshon Judkins. He discussed his new teammate, a later round draft pick in Tennessee running back Dylan Sampson.
Definitely super excited. Coming from a backfield where it's been another 1-2 punch that I come from, you look forward to that, especially as a team player, whatever it takes to win and playing alongside other great players, I think that helps.
Some stadium news in the NFL. The Washington Commanders will be going back to the District of Columbia. The team and the city have reached a deal to build a $4 billion stadium at the RFK Stadium site. And on the baseball slate, the Reds on a 4-game winning streak. They have a home set starting against the Cardinals tonight. That coverage begins at 6:10 on 1460 ESPN and on HD2. Breaking sports news on The Fan.
It's time to take a dip in the pool of stupid. Yeah. This is Common Man and T-Bone.
And now Al Pacino walked in.
Oh, how you doing? Now the Chris Berman's in there.
Hey, baby. He's got a baby. And another baby. And a baby. And a baby. Nobody circles a wagon like the Buffalo Bill.
Is Al Pacino
This is Grover, Al Pacino, Chris Berman combined.
Featuring Panama Ted, Leanna Ray on traffic,
You know I hate you guys, right?
and all the weird sounds the internet has ever made.
Just want to remind everybody that it's Columbus Day. He's the only one I've ever met that can handle my job. Stuff flaps all over the place.
Does that make any sense to you?
This is Common Man and T-Bone.
Happy Monday. Just a couple more days left of the show as you know it. Wednesday is our final show together. Please do join us because we have no idea what's going to happen. They could kick us off the air before the show's over. There's a good possibility of that.
Imagine that. Where they're moving. I'm moving to mornings with Tyvis Powell. Timmy Hall jumping up with you. Now, those are the two shows, mornings and afternoons here on The Fan. And then right before all that's supposed to start, we both get canned.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, that'd be quite the pickle.
If anybody could do it.
Oh, it'd be us.
We could do it.
Yeah. By the way, Hugh Freeze, mine. I claim him.
Oh, you got...
I claim him. I'm a big fan of Hugh Freeze. Mostly the way he talks when he says dumb things. But specifically the fact that involves Liberty University, you know I love Liberty University. And I love that line of him talking about how there's only one man that can handle his junk.
And he is the only one I've ever met that can handle my junk.
Right. I mean, that's too classic.
Was he talking about God?
He was, actually. I believe in that. He was talking about.
Is the only one I've ever met that can handle my junk.
I mean, they're one and the same, but I believe specifically of the Trinity, he is referring to the Son of God, Jesus Christo, in that one. I think that's a Jesus Christ reference. He's saying that Jesus is the only one who can handle his junk.
Okay.
Which that was in, I believe, when the questions were flying, hey, Liberty University, why did you hire a guy who got fired from Ole Miss for, let me rephrase and look it up. Oh, that's right. Calling a hotline for hookers. And he then had to have a moment where he's like, yeah, I really went and did some soul searching about me. And Jesus is the only one that can handle his junk.
I see.
Meaning all the bad stuff in his life.
Did we figure out who gets all the Paul Feinbaum sound?
We did. I thought it was you. I could be wrong. I feel like we gave that to you.
All right.
I think you asked for it, and I said, sure.
And you get this guy, right?
He stole my soap.
Yes.
Who steals soap?
I love him.
All right.
I have him. I got Hugh Freeze. Yeah. All right. We're rolling.
We're not going to abide by any of these rules.
No.
Former West Virginia offensive lineman Justin Terry has committed to Ohio State. He spent 1 year with the Mountaineers. He's from Pickerington. Woo, me too.
Lori Schmidt is very happy about that.
He has 4 years of eligibility remaining. He was a 3-star prospect in the 2024 recruiting class. And he wanted to come to Ohio State, 6'5", 338. Likely to play offensive tackle at Ohio State, but it says could also play guard.
Okay.
Redshirted his freshman year at West Virginia. So I'm assuming he's not going to see significant playing time this year, but just another depth play on the roster.
I don't want to sound negative. I'm sure this guy's got a ton of upside, and I hope he has like a spectacular career here at Ohio State. In general, I feel like when you're looking at the portal after spring ball, especially when it comes to the offensive line, you're probably going to be looking at a lot of depth players at that point, right? I think most of the known commodities that are out there with a proven track record are probably going to cost you a lot of money, and they probably were in the portal. They knew after last year that they were done at whatever school it is, right? Usually that's a guy who's looking to upgrade from where he was to a better school. Now, certainly so is this guy. No offense to West Virginia football, but Ohio State's at a different level. But, you know, I would think that if he was redshirted there, good chance here it's going to be, you know, a little bit of a challenge for him to get on the field, but that's all right. Good motivation for him, too.
This is for you, Mets fan.
Oh.
Single-A Mets pitcher Ramon Gomez threw a pitch clocked at 104.5 miles an hour.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, if he were a major league player, he's not. But if he were, that would be the fastest pitch thrown in Major League Baseball this year. He missed all of last season, though. Wait for it. Tommy John. He's back. He's back, and he's faster than ever. And trust me, Bone, he'll be tearing that UCL again soon.
I mean,
just wait.
Look, if he's throwing 104 now.
104.5.
I mean, imagine when it gets fully healed. He may throw 110. He might throw a Bo Bishop fever at you, 108.
What was the actual temperature he said he had?
I forget. It was something
108,
like...
you're dead.
Well, that's
what we said to him.
Because Bo at one point was talking about how he had a bad fever, and I'm sure he was just talking on the radio, and he's like, I don't know, I think it was up at like 107, 108, and we're like, I don't think that's survivable. I think that at that point, you're done.
All you got to say is 102. That's the temp you go to illustrate that you have a ridiculously hot fever.
You know, if you get to 103, 104.
That's hospitalization at that point, right?
No, if I get to 100, that's a bad fever for me.
Really?
Because I run very cold.
Fever.
I run very cold. My normal body temp is like 96 point something.
Okay.
So if I get up to 100, I'm dead.
Yeah, I think when Jack had pneumonia when he was smaller.
Pneumonia. Oh, your son. I thought you meant Jack Nicklaus.
Not Jackie Nicklaus. I think his temp was at like 103 or so, and we're like, we should go to Children's.
And for kids,
and
right?
we were right to go.
You got to be careful with kiddos, yeah. When you, especially little babies, yeah, it can be.
Samantha had one that was like 103, 104, and we couldn't get it down. We put her in an ice bath
Yeah.
And then, of course, that worked out well because she's just screaming her head off.
Oh, it's the worst. It's the worst thing as a parent when you know your kid is sick, you know they're uncomfortable, and you have to do something like give them a shot or take them to a hospital where they give you a shot or whatever the treatment is. You know it's going to be uncomfortable for them, but this is the thing to do to help.
That's when we discovered that she's just like her father. The reason her temperature got so high is because we were following the doctor's instructions, which is to give her, little baby Tylenol.
Right.
Except Tylenol. What's the official name for the medication?
Acetaminophen.
Yeah, that's it.
Sure.
Doesn't work on me at all.
Oh,
Weird.
really?
I have no reaction to that
Only
at
ibuprofen.
all. Only ibuprofen, and only once we started giving her that did her fever go down.
Interesting.
She had no reaction to the Tylenol, just like her pappy.
Interesting.
I can't stop thinking about the ice bath. I've never tried one.
Oh,
if you ever want to do that again, I'll come by, take a dip in the ice bath.
What are you, a psychopath?
Or
sounds refreshing.
Are you
on
like
a hot summer
half
day?
of the internet now, where like all these people are like, oh yeah, every morning I got to have my ice plunge. That's how I get my.
Who's saying that?
All these fitness influencer people.
Get out
like,
of here.
That's the secret to keeping my inflammation down is to hop in. And like, I'll see people.
How do you do a daily? Where do you get the funds of the ice to do a daily ice bath?
I think they make tubs that will like keep it cold, and then you just go get a bag of ice that you keep in your freezer and just dump it in and then hop in the water.
That one guy's got the Saratoga water bottle.
Oh, yeah,
or whatever it was. I don't know how he's affording
that's the
that
guy's
every
putting his
day,
face
but,
in it.
Yeah.
Fiji water.
I've seen people who live like way up north, I guess. I don't know how far north you have to be for this to happen, where year round they go out and they in the winter will go out and bust the ice with a hammer in their pool and then chip it up until they get enough water in there, and then they hop in. And I'm like, I'm out.
It's like those dudes at the beginning of Frozen. You've had to watch that movie a thousand times.
Yes, absolutely. Where they're singing about cutting up the ice.
Singing
the whole time.
Just singing about the ice.
Yeah, but like I struggle. Our pool that we go to in Marysville, it's not a heated pool. It's just however warm it is, that's how warm it is. There's nothing else making it warm. We get in that thing in July when it's 90 degrees out, and I hop in the water and I'm like, and I get like chill bumps from sun-warmed, nice, warm pool water. I can't do it. I'm freezing. I don't know how people get into 35-degree water and sit in there for minutes at a time. I have no idea.
I do have a confession to make. I stole from the radio station today.
No.
I stole. I'm going to admit what I stole, and I've already brought it to my house, and you can't have it.
Oh. Okay.
Just, Charlton Heston said you can pry it out of my cold, dead hands.
I'm going to try to figure it out in the break without you telling me.
I know what it is, I think.
Bone knows.
I've seen it.
I don't know.
I've seen it.
Seen it.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what it is next. Colin Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
We've got some slowdown due to an accident that's on High Street between Sheffield Road and Morse Road. And you're looking at a couple-minute delay on westbound 270 on the North Outer Belt between 161 and Cleveland Avenue. This report is sponsored by rrfoundationspecialist.com. Secure your building's future with R&R Foundation Specialist. From seeking foundations, leaning walls, waterproofing, and more. Now serving Columbus, Ohio. Get a no-obligation estimate at rrfoundationspecialist.com. That's rrfoundationspecialist.com. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Now at White Castle, you can get 12 chicken rings for just $3.99. Tender on the inside, crispy on the outside. Choose from classic or our new Cheddar Blast flavor made with real cheddar cheese. White Castle. Follow your crave. Limited time only at participating castles. Tax not included.
Going up. Prices keep going up these days. It feels like being on an elevator that only goes up. Going up. But not at Metro. We're pushing the down button.
Going down.
We've lowered prices. Get one line of 5G data for $40, period. That's 20% lower. And you get a free 5G phone when you bring your number. Only at Metro.
5-year guarantee on eligible plans. Exclusions apply. See website for details. Not available at Metro with T-Mobile in the past 6 months. Tax applies.
Hey, it's Anthony for my friends at Germain Honda of Dublin. And Rich and his team are ready to get you in a great new Honda this spring. Purchase or lease. He's going to make you feel awesome about your next vehicle and your experience. Grab a hold of this one, a 2025 Honda Accord Hybrid Sport. Lease it for only $347 a month for 36 months, 30,000 miles, and only $19.99 down. He's got rates as low as 2.9%. Germain Honda of Dublin on Sawmill Road, just south of 270.
Need inspiration? Shop Kroger for mouth-watering meals and appetizing ingredients. Our low prices add up to big savings, plus over $600 in digital coupons each week, and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. At Kroger, you always get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
Right now, save big on 2-pound packages of fresh, delicious strawberries. They're only $3.99 each with your digital coupon. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Hey folks, it's Austin Ward here with a challenge. Well, a challenge might not be the best choice of words, so let's say an opportunity. Take the opportunity to lose 40 by the 4th with Awaken 180. Has a different ring to it when you have a finish line, doesn't it? 40 by the 4th. Maybe you looked at the scale this morning and it read 230 pounds. How about it reading 190 by the 4th of July? Maybe the scale says 300. Wouldn't the 260 number be a little nicer on your eyes and on your knees? It's attainable if you have the same results we all had with Awaken 180. I dropped 40 pounds in just 8 weeks. There's no reason you can't drop 40 by the 4th and be feeling as great as I still do now. Ring Independence Day in healthy, confident, and most important, feeling happy. You reached your goal with the help of Awaken 180. So fire up your grill and grab your beverage of choice because the weight's staying off thanks to free support for life. 40 by the 4th. Set your goal and reach it. Reserve your consultation online at awaken180weightloss.com.
Feeling unsure about preparing your roof for spring storms? Newman Roofing is here for you. For over 30 years, we've helped homeowners understand their roof's condition so they can make the best decision for their home. Stop worrying and call 614-NEW-ROOF or visit newmanroofing.com today. Don't just get a new roof, get a Newman roof.
Most radio stations suck. Here's why. They don't invest in local programming. We're live and local 14 hours a day. You can rest assured that every stupid thing we say is 100% local. Homegrown dumb since day one. The Fan.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy houses as is fast for cash. Call me today for an all-cash offer on any of your properties, and we can close within days at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. Do you own a property that's outdated and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great, I'll buy it. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. Would it be convenient for you if you could simply take what you wanted and leave the rest behind? Great, I'll buy it. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family, apartment buildings, rental portfolios. I even buy my tenant won't pay me the rent houses. Call TurboTrack Realty today for an all-cash offer and speak with one of our friendly staff members at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Stop feeling embarrassed about thinning hair and start looking and feeling your best with Hair Grow by New Nordic. Online at Amazon, Walmart.com, and NewNordicUSA.com, or at your local CVS.
This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health, where our erectile dysfunction treatments are shown to be effective in nearly 90% of cases. Listen to what Alex has to say about our ED treatments.
I have been experiencing problems with ED, but that's all changed. My name's Alex, and I've been a patient for Tri-State Men's Health for under a year. I highly recommend this. Every day I wake up feeling good compared to I was back in the old days. It change is more exciting. You know, I don't have a problem with ED anymore. I'm having a lot more fun. I was very comfortable. I was always comfortable in any conversation I had with Tri-State Men's Health. Yeah, I just want to let gentlemen out there know that you do not have to live with ED, that it is not just an aging process. It is also hormonal and balance and everything in your system. And once you get that under control and everything, you do go back to your youth a lot in how you feel.
Thanks, Alex. It's true. If you're like most men, we'll help you get your sex life back. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
A beautiful finish to your Monday, but Tuesday not the same. Temperatures today in the mid-70s, fair skies and light winds. A dry start to Tuesday, but 10 weather impact alert for the second half of the day into Tuesday night because of strong to severe thunderstorms, highs in the low 80s. With your 10 weather impact alert, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jerry Martz on The Fan.
ESPN Bet is the official sports book of Common Man and T-Bone. On your phone or in person at Hollywood Casino Columbus. The Fan.
We did the math. Common Man has hosted over 5,000 shows on The Fan. 3 of them have been halfway decent. Here's Man and Bone.
Teddy's not here today, but I think I can speak for everyone who's listening, as we all say in unison together, wherever you are. Let's just 1, 2, 3. Teddy, this ain't one of them.
That's right. And well, I mean, it can't be because he's not here. No offense to Bodie. It's just when any of the three of us are not here, it can't be one of them. That ends Wednesday, by the way, right? Like after Wednesday, it can be one of them.
It's not going to.
No, it can be. It's a new show.
Nope.
It has to. It's going to have its own thing.
Nope.
Okay.
It's done.
So we better hope we have it. We only have 2 days left to have one of them.
No. Wednesday, it can't be one of them. Tomorrow, by the way,
Why can't Wednesday be one of them?
Because we're going to be unhinged and drunk. There's no way that can be one of them.
That's sometimes when it is one of them.
Okay, maybe.
All right.
Tomorrow, it's impossible to be one of them.
I guarantee. I'm with you.
Because we're going to do the thing tomorrow. All of you. You've been at, when are we going to do the 5-person booth?
Oh, get ready.
For some reason, you want to hear me, T-Bone, Teddy, Timmy, and Jen Winters all on the microphone at the same time. Well, tomorrow during the 4 o'clock hour, we're going to do it for the whole damn hour. And I'm going to tell you right now, it will suck. It will suck.
It will.
But you're making us do it, and I swear to God, if you don't listen to the show tomorrow, and I'm talking to you, you.
Yeah.
Anyone out there who voted for this, because it was up for a vote. Do you want to see this? And you people voted yes. You are contractually obligated to listen to tomorrow 4 to 5.
That's right.
You're making us do this.
I will ask, too, that during that segment, can we please read your damn focaccia recipe? Because if we do,
I'll read it.
There's one listener, I forget who it is, that's been asking for the 5-person booth and the focaccia recipe. And if, God forbid, you watch Star Wars tonight and gave us a review of that, we could clean it all up in what? You could do it in like 5 minutes. You could clear a whole bunch of junk out of here in one moment.
All right, I'm watching Star Wars tonight.
No, you're not.
Yeah, I am.
Okay, fine.
I'm watching it tonight.
I'll believe it when I see it.
I'm watching it tonight.
I'll believe it when I hear from you that you've watched it.
We're going to have focaccia. This is going to be rating school tomorrow. 5-person booth.
Focaccia.
Trash. I'm going to read a bread recipe to you on the air.
There you go.
And we're going to talk about a movie that came out in 1975.
Absolutely. 77.
Whatever.
Right. A New Hope. That's right.
Huh? What?
Star Wars, A New Hope.
It was just called Star Wars. When it came out, what was the name of the movie?
Star Wars, Episode 4, A New Hope.
No, it's not. It wasn't Episode 4.
It's in the title.
No, they changed it.
No,
they retconned
didn't.
that crap. When that came out in 1997, it was called Episode 4?
It was called Episode IV, A New Hope. And then all that John Williams score. There's a big title screen. You'll see it.
Is that one where they play the jizz music? Or is that a different one?
Yeah, they play,
in the cantina.
Hang on. Yeah, I believe they do that they go to a cantina. That's where Luke finds, and Ben Solo, Obi-Wan, meets, why am I saying Ben Solo? Jeez. Obi-Wan.
Han Solo, I know that.
Sorry, I blacked out. Obi-Wan Kenobi, Ben Kenobi, that's when he goes and finds Han Solo, and they decided to have him be a part of the deal to fly them to where they need to go.
Okay.
I think they're playing jizz music in there.
All right, I'll watch it. I've seen it, but I'll watch it.
Okay.
I stole something today. For years.
It's a nice thing.
For years, we have had just sitting out at our broadcast tower location a beautiful antique microphone from the 40s, RCA 44 ribbon mic, with the old mic flag, the metal mic flag that goes above it.
Like you would see in a movie from the 30s or 40s.
Yes.
Like it has it's just built into the microphone, and it has the station call letters on it.
And it's just sitting there. And I've said for years, are we going to do something with it? Well, maybe we'll display it at some point. You're not going to display it. Can I have it? Oh, you can't have it. I mean, it's history. Yeah, I'm going to take care of the history. You have it in a tool shed back here. All right, let me bring it home. I'm going to keep it forever.
Yeah.
But it will be mine, and it will be taken care of, because we're not taking care of it out there. So, you know what I did?
Part of your private collection.
That's right.
Yeah.
And so I decided today, we're changing shows.
Mm-hmm.
I've been hosting with you for 12 years.
Yeah.
I know you're not going to get me anything. I know this radio station's not going to get me anything. So I went out to the tower today, and I stole the microphone.
Did you?
I have it.
Look at that.
I stole it. I have it. I'm not giving it back. And the mic flag says WELD. Here's a history lesson for you.
Okay.
WELD was the first FM signal ever in the state of Ohio.
In the state of Ohio?
In the state of Ohio. It was registered January 1st, 1941, because FM then was experimental. The frequency was 44.5. WLED.
44.5 WELD. Good morning.
And we had WBNS on the AM signal, 1460, and this was our first FM signal, WELD.
Wow.
And then eventually in the 50s that we got rid of that and we went to 97.1 and transitioned to WBNS and WELD. We still own the signal to it.
Really? I didn't know any of this history. That's amazing.
Anyway, so I have the microphone. I stole it. You're not getting it back.
Think about the people who were talking into that thing.
Oh, think about it. They're all dead.
Well, I know they're all dead, but, you know, could you imagine some of those people probably were thinking, we're going to be on this, what is it? Frequency modulation FM radio?
44.5.
This is so dumb. And they're like, well, it's a job. Johnny, get in there.
By the way, the voice that I just did wasn't invented yet.
What voice?
Hey, everybody.
Oh, yeah.
No, that came later.
That was these voices back then.
1941.
I would have been like, good morning. The Brillo Pad Man says it's time to go. Pearl Harbor. WELD. Experimental radio. FM Ohio. Like they just didn't know what they were doing. They're just yelling phrases.
Anyway, I stole it.
Good for you.
Stole it, got it, not getting it back.
Good for you. I like that you took your own gift into your own hands. Because you know what? Nobody could have gotten you a better gift than that.
That's right. So I got my own gift.
You got me a very nice gift.
No, you don't have to tell people.
You got me I'm not going to say what it was. I'm just going to say it was very nice.
Big dildaroon.
I'm going to say a public thank you for a very nice private gift. You know what? Maybe if you get to know, if you come out to like an event or something and you see me out, you can ask me what it is. I may tell you person to person. But no, you're right. I will keep that private between you and me.
It's a woman. That's your evening in Windsor.
I don't know why. When you said that, it sounded like Dick Cheney saying like it was a woman. She's just, Enron, we must exterminate her. It's like, what? What was that voice? It was very nefarious.
Hey, the Penguins are getting rid of Mike Sullivan.
Oh, no.
10 years with them, won back-to-back cups, 2016, 2017, but they have not made the playoffs the last 3 seasons. They're trying to rebuild with Sid the Kid still playing well, and they're not happy with the progress, so Mike Sullivan, go bye-bye.
Not that, well, there's a few thoughts I have here. One, those are called standards. Good for them. As much as I hate the Penguins, we know they have standards, and I don't care if the guy won back-to-back cups. He's had plenty of time to go through that process of after you have a great team.
Yeah, he's a bum.
Well, you have some guys on those teams that get expensive. They go away. You have to fill those roster spots with new guys. Those new ones haven't worked out so well. They haven't got the results they want. They gave him more than enough time. I think, 9 years after your last one? That's a pretty good run there. Yeah, but no one should be permanently employed just because you won some Stanley Cups, especially somewhere like Pittsburgh. So good for them for having standards. The other thing I will say, and trust me, no one's crying for Pittsburgh. It's great to have this problem of having Sidney Crosby and Evgeny Malkin for all the years they've had them in their primes, right? But trying to rebuild around an aging superstar like Sidney Crosby, he's not bad or anything, but there is a hierarchy. And everybody knows when you come to Pittsburgh, there's a thing you have to work around Sidney Crosby, good, bad, or otherwise. Not like he's a bad teammate. I'm just pointing out that that's a thing you have to find a way to encourage the way he plays and everything that he does while bringing along the new talent. It's an odd place to be, right? The Lakers are going through that a little bit with LeBron. You're not going to tell LeBron, you're not going to take the ball out of his hands. He's fantastic. But he's also pushing, LeBron is over 40, and now you have to deal with how do you have the aging superstar and all the rest of the plans you have for the team.
You know what I think is a great way to deal with the aging superstar is don't sub him out at all in the second half.
Well, you know what? To be fair to J.J. Redick, I thought that was bad too. Then you look at their bench and it's you, me, and a bag of Funyuns. They have nothing on that bench. Maybe when you trade, again, they had to make the Luka deal. They had to do some of the deals they have, but they have traded away so many bench guys now. They have no one left on that roster that can help them out, it seems like. But still, take your lumps for 5 minutes. Let those guys get a breather and then hope they're better in the fourth quarter.
Jason's Beef with our guy Jayson Stark coming up in 2 minutes. Common Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
You should watch out for an accident that's blocking the 3 right lanes. On eastbound 270 on the North Outer Belt after Sawmill Road. Emergency crews are on scene, so watch for some debris in the roadway as well. We also have an accident that's blocking 2 right lanes on northbound 270 on the West Outer Belt at Tuttle Crossing Boulevard. This report is sponsored by Rocket. If you feel like owning a home is out of reach, Rocket is here to give you back the keys because they believe everyone deserves a shot at the American dream. Own the dream. Visit rocket.com or call 800-4ROCKET. Again, that's rocket.com or call 800-4ROCKET. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Stanley spent his life in the saddle, wrangling whatever life threw at him. But nothing prepared him for the fight against low T and ED. Shane practically hunched him over. Bonbon pills just gave him a headache. He begged for a lifeline.
Well, maybe it's over.
Columbus Men's Clinic said no. Medical conditions, old age, there's hope. This is about real treatments. Science, not one-size-fits-all guesswork. Columbus Men's Clinic was designed for men who hate going to the doctor. Personalized plans, cutting-edge treatments, overseen by an actual medical provider that takes the time to listen. With low T and ED treatments others only dream about, we fight like hell to get you back in the saddle. Because every second you wait, your condition could worsen. Act now. Don't let time slip away. Dial 614-300-7400 or go to columbusmensclinic.com. Your consultation is only $99, including blood work. And you'll know your T level before you leave. Columbus Men's Clinic, making it happen.
Military veterans and active duty service members, you could become a certified cyber warrior with just 12 weeks of training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, and IT pros with these skills often enjoy abundant opportunity and a great lifestyle. Protect our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. SkillBridge and other VA benefits are available to those who qualify. Learn more at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP.
Common Man and T-Bone is sponsored by the Hinderer Motor Company. We love what moves you. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
He likes baseball. He likes solar eclipses. He likes Shohei Ohtani. But he loves roast beef sandwiches. It's time for Jason's Beef with everyone's favorite baseball writer, podcaster, author, and former mustache owner, Jayson Stark.
Sponsored by Logan Services. Feeling the heat? Call the experts at Logan Services now for hot deals on Train air conditioners.
I was at Arby's yesterday. Every single time I go to Arby's, I think of our guy, the Hall of Famer, Jayson Stark, on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. No joke. I went to Arby's yesterday, thought of you.
That's just so touching. What did you eat there?
Well, I sampled the roast beef, had
How about that.
They also had a new chicken cordon bleu with some ham and Swiss and mustard. It was very delicious. I think you would approve of it.
Wait, there's no roast beef in the cordon bleu?
No, there's ham, sliced ham and chicken.
Jason, I don't know if you're aware, Arby's, they have the meats.
They got all the meats.
It's all the meats, not just
Oh, okay.
roast beef. They're doing everything now.
Yeah. I'm a little behind on my Arby's menu. I'll bone up on it.
That's good.
So to speak.
You know, this is the last show that you're going to have with the both of us.
I do know that. So let me just say that, T-Bone, I'll miss you, man. I mean, I tell my wife all the time how much I love talking to you guys. And I know we call this work, but it's so much fun that it never feels like work, at least to me. So, T-Bone, thank you. It's been really cool, and all the best in your new venture. Check in anytime, okay?
I appreciate that, Jason, and I can't thank you enough for making this show have some validity to it, because all the stupid things we do, the fact that we have Jayson Stark on to participate in some of our silly ideas just warms my heart in a way that you'll probably never understand it, but thank you from the bottom of my heart for making this happen, because it's been a wonderful
What the
thing
hell
to have.
are we doing?
Well, I'm
What
just
is
saying.
this?
I mean, he's thanking me, but Jayson has helped make this show. So, Jayson, thank you for giving us the baseball insight we crave here.
Thanks. There's never been a silly idea I wouldn't go along with, so that's a proven fact.
All right, let's get back on track. Man, those Rockies suck, don't they? My God.
Yeah, I'm starting to think they might not be that good, Mike.
Who spends more money and does nothing, the Angels or the Rockies, over the years?
Well, the Rockies don't spend as much as the Angels. So if that's the criteria,
but they
the
have.
Angels have wasted more money.
The Rockies have wasted tons. Don't they have Chris Bryant still on that team?
Yeah, so you're thinking that deal's not working out that well?
No, that sucks. He sucks.
Like, think about this. They have a worse record than the 24 White Sox. We just literally saw the worst team in history, and now there's an even worse team in history breaking out?
You know who else has got a worse record than the 24 White Sox? The 25 White Sox.
There is also that, yeah.
Jayson, is it fair to say, oh, well, that's just a couple of outlier crappy organizations, what can you say about that? Or is there a problem in Major League Baseball that needs to be addressed, that we are starting to hit record lows consistently, and it's not just one franchise having a couple bad years? Is that something we should be worried about in Major League Baseball? Are they worried about it?
Well, this is a much deeper question than I thought we were going to tackle, but so you don't think it's just the Rockies are reeling from the injury to Victor Vodnik?
I mean, you don't. I mean, that could be. That could be. There could be stranger explanations than that.
Okay, let me answer your actual question. The Rockies and White Sox are dealing with a competence issue. I talked to a lot of front office people behind the scenes, just talking. And when the Rockies come up, I feel like the question I'm always asked is, what are the Rockies doing? And it's very difficult to answer that question. But it doesn't mean that there isn't a problem in the sport. It's a revenue disparity problem. It's about to become a monstrous TV revenue disparity problem. And it's something baseball's got to figure out. I don't know that a salary cap is the quick here and we'll fix this solution to it. But you'll be hearing some talk about it, I would predict, in the next year or so.
Jason's beef with our guy Jason Stark here on The Fan. We just came off of the NFL draft, and I feel like we've been sort of talking about it forever, the possibility of a truly international draft in Major League Baseball where, the Shohei Ohtanis of the world don't go to the highest bidder. They're involved in a drafting process, and I've always been told that is not logistically possible. Do you think we're ever going to get there?
Ever is a long time, so I would say it's possible, but I can also tell you I've been covering this for 25 years, and we're still not there. It got close, kind of, in the last labor deal. Do you remember this, Mike? The two sides agreed on the rest of the labor deal, and then they left the international draft part hanging. And the arrangement was, if the union agreed to the international draft, they would never again attach qualifying offers to free agents. That seemed like a lot of incentive to get this done, correct?
Yeah.
They couldn't get much more than that. And they still couldn't get there because this draft is a good idea in a million ways. I mean, not even just to spread out the talent, but theoretically you could address all the shady, under-the-counter deals that go on, the questions about how old some of these kids are when they sign, the payoffs for quote-unquote intermediaries to get the kids to sign, all that stuff. But the thing that hasn't changed is the details are really hard to pull off and enforce. You're dealing with multiple countries, very different governments, different cultures. Trying to figure out which countries would be part of it and which wouldn't is challenging. It's just much harder than you think it is, like many things in baseball.
Well, I was going to say, Jason, as a fan of soccer, international soccer seems to be more parallel to how Major League Baseball works, with a couple notable exceptions. One is that there are way more leagues in international soccer for these young players to grow up in and then transfer to different leagues with these big payments. The other thing is there is FIFA, an international governing body of all of the soccer leagues. If you want legitimacy, you have to answer to them. They have some rules about this. There's really nothing like that in Major League Baseball other than Major League Baseball. And I don't know that they have the power, like you said, to enforce something in Venezuela or Japan or anywhere else.
Yeah, I mean, just think of what you just said. Think how different Japan and Venezuela are.
Right.
How could you lump them under the same draft umbrella? That's a very fundamental question that no one's been able to answer. Just the Japanese professional baseball operation, their leagues are at such a different level than what you find elsewhere in the world. But there's so many different levels and unique challenges in every country, in every league, and I'm just telling you that sorting all that out is really difficult, and nobody's been able to figure it out for 25 years.
All right, last thing for you. Talk to me like I'm 5. This is what I say to my wife all the time. So the city of Orlando says they've put together $1.5 billion to build a Major League Baseball park. They want Major League Baseball in Orlando. You have a team in Miami that has historically never drawn. You have a team in Tampa, St. Pete, that has historically never drawn. So the answer is to put a third baseball team in a state that never draws any fans. Talk to me like I'm 5. Tell me why it makes sense.
Well, I need someplace for Goofy and Pluto to go watch baseball.
That's trademark. They won't allow that. You have to take that back.
I don't think the idea is to have a third team in Florida. I've talked to these people in Orlando, and they're really just trying to position themselves in case they reach a stalemate in St. Petersburg or Tampa, as opposed to what they've reached now, whatever that is. And I don't think that Orlando baseball is going to actually happen, but is a new park in Tampa or St. Petersburg going to actually happen? I remind you again, Major League Baseball does not want the Rays to move. They still think with the right park, the right location, the right owner, that there's something there and that baseball can succeed there. And they definitely don't want them moving to, say, Nashville, because they want to expand to Nashville. So Orlando is just the safety valve in case they have to do like a dump off to the running backs. But I don't think that's what anybody really has in mind, except the people in Orlando.
Jayson, we love you, we respect you, and we'll call you tomorrow and do this entire segment over again, okay?
And will Bone be there again tomorrow, or will you have a different...
I'll be there. I actually think next week I will be here, but Mike won't be here. So I'll talk to you again.
Really?
Yeah, I think so. So we did all that sappy goodbye, and then
it's the last show together.
Okay, I take it all back till next week.
Same.
Thank you, Jayson.
Enjoyed it, guys. Thanks.
Jayson's beef with our guy Jayson Stark on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. Back page coming up. Common Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
We've got an hour and a half delay due to an accident that's blocking 2 lanes on southbound 270 on the East Outer Belt between I-70 and 33. It is stop and go from East Broad Street. And also watch for an accident that's on the right shoulder of northbound 315 after Ackerman Road. This report is sponsored by Ohio Laborers and Ohio Lesset. Ohio Laborers would like to congratulate Member of the Week, Ralph Smith III, Laborers Local 245 Ashtabula. Ralph is a 20-year member working with Union Industrial Contractors. Build Ohio right, build it Union. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Okay, so I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. Wendy's has this new Cajun Crunch chicken sandwich. And to be honest, I'm kind of crushing hard on this Sammy. It's packed with bold Cajun flavors and topped with crispy onions for a satisfying crunch. All on Wendy's iconic spicy chicken sandwich. It's honestly kind of my dream sandwich. I hope it likes me back. For a sandwich you'll love, gotta be Wendy's. Open till midnight or later.
Limited time only at participating U.S. Wendy's. Hours may vary by location.
It's Leslie from Pella Columbus.
I'm Wilson from that other window place. Leslie, what's that hot lamp against your window for?
Pella windows are tested up to 160 degrees Wilson to ensure efficiency and the lowest energy bills possible, even in the craziest of temperatures. Put your hand on there.
All right. God, that's hot.
On the window, Wilson.
Oh, hey, that is quite nice and cool. So I'm going to go grab some ice now.
Get the window that Columbus homeowners rated #1 for innovation at PellaColumbus.com.
Thinking about buying your first home? Now, with Third Federal, you can buy your first home and pay no PMI. Hi, I'm Mark Stefanski, Chairman and CEO of Third Federal. Private mortgage insurance, or PMI, can cost thousands of dollars over the life of your loan. And you may not realize PMI doesn't protect you. It only protects the lender in case of default. But at Third Federal, you can buy a home with just 5% down and no PMI. Plus, first-time home buyers get $750 off a closing cost. So if you're thinking about buying your first home, go for it and visit thirdfederal.com.
Even before you find a home, lock in 6.625%, APR 6.685% on a 30-year fixed-rate purchase mortgage. Visit thirdfederal.com or call 1-800-3rd-FED today. APR reflects 15% down for $350,000 loan amount. Rate requires automatic payment program and is subject to change. Restrictions apply. See conditions for closing cost coupon at thirdfederal.com/FTHB. Equal housing lender.
Common Man here for Jermaine Lexus of Dublin and Easton. Guess what? It's driving season, friends, and my friends at Jermaine Lexus are ready for you with their most popular models on the lot and ready to go with special APRs as low as 3.99% up to 48 months or 4.49% up to 60 months with low lease payments starting at $389 per month on the 2025 NX. And if you're looking for a TX, they're finally available for immediate delivery. Jermaine Lexus, 2 locations to serve you, Dublin and Easton, JermaineLexus.com.
Many drugs like cocaine, methamphetamine, and non-prescription pills are often cut with dangerous opioids like fentanyl. As a result, nearly 14 Ohioans die daily from unintentional overdoses. That's why it's important to carry naloxone, such as Narcan, a life-saving medication that blocks the effects of fentanyl and other opioids. Over the last 5 years, naloxone has saved over 83,000 lives. Help save lives and visit naloxone.ohio.gov to learn more and find free naloxone. Remember, if you see an overdose occurring, always call 911.
This promo is for anyone who likes baseball or America or Terry Francona's scooter. The Reds are on the Fan. Catch all 162 games here on the Fan and 1460 ESPN Columbus and the Fan's HD2. Your home for Reds baseball, the Fan.
Hey, it's Anthony. You know what the slogan is at the Good Feet store? Good feet, good life. Friends have asked me, how are my personally fit arch supports different from the inserts and insoles they can buy online or in department stores? There are big differences. My Good Feet arch supports are designed to provide me firm yet flexible function. What does that do? They actually help correct poor foot biomechanics, which leads to providing me long-term pain relief. I was also the guy who thought, well, if I buy good shoes, my feet won't hurt. It wasn't a bad thought. A lot of people think shoes are always the problem, when in reality, it's often the foot that goes into the shoe that's the real source of discomfort. When I got my personally fit Good Feet arch supports, my feet felt stabilized. The pain and discomfort went away. For more than 30 years, the Good Feet store has helped thousands of people just like me discover the comfort they've been dreaming of. They're on Stringtown Road in Grove City or Polaris Parkway. Learn more at goodfeet.com.
All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Buckeye Show coming up at the top of the hour. The fine host of the Buckeye Show, your friend and mine. I cry a little bit every single time I see it because I know it's coming.
Please.
Timmy Hall.
Please. You guys. How are we doing?
Oh, great.
Oh, we're great. Now
How
that
are
you're
you?
here. We're fantastic.
I saw that the Philadelphia Eagles were at the White House today.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the Buckeyes were there last week.
It's championship season.
Right. Well, you know.
Football came to an end.
That's
so
right.
We got 2 title teams to honor.
Did the vice president throw the Lombardi trophy into the National Mall?
I didn't see him. He might have been there, but I didn't see him.
Pond? Okay.
He didn't show. He didn't care. I don't think Vance only cares about the Buckeyes.
Well, that's
he's a
right.
Buckeye fan.
Maybe he's not an
Ohio
Eagles
guy.
fan.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
why
he's an Ohio
he's
guy.
actually out doing something.
That'd be good.
You know,
right?
Get your butt back to the White House to celebrate the Eagles.
You respect the Philadelphia
Respect
Eagles.
the Eagles.
Here is some clips from the ceremony today.
Saquon had a season for the ages, running behind the most powerful offensive line in the NFL, featuring. That's true, huh? That's pretty. That's what this. It's a big group. We're going to introduce him, Jordan Melata.
Melata.
Yes.
You know what I like? I like how he puts the flavor on. He's not 100% sure.
Even though he doesn't know.
By the way, these are tough names. I'm not,
Right,
he's fine.
He's doing other things.
He's not watching football. He shouldn't be watching football. But when he doesn't know it, he puts the flavor on, which I appreciate, like this.
And Ohio State, and also your receptions leader, Emeka Ibuka.
Ibuka.
Where is he?
Handsome.
He's a great playmaker.
All right, here is. I
would enjoy, though, just real quick, if someone would slip in just like a restaurant name and he would be like, the great running back, Bibi Bop.
You get a purple rice there.
Bibi Bop Sanders.
Here is Trumpy talking about defense.
On defense, the Eagles finished the regular season with the fewest yards allowed per game, thanks in large part to talented young stars like safety Reed Blankenship. Where's Reed? Come on.
Blankenship. Even that one, a relatively easy one. He
I was with the Giants and the head coach and some people, and I said, do anything you have to, but don't lose Saquon. They lost Saquon. That was not good. I called that one. That was an easy one to call because he played damn well for the Giants. I can tell you that.
Mr. Mara, there's President on line 1 for you.
Well, at the time,
Donnie.
Candidate.
How you doing?
Is that what John Mara sounds like?
Hey, Donnie. Don't lose Saquon. I'll take it under advisement.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
Rooney Mara is actually there talking as well. His daughter, right?
She's an actress, isn't she?
I don't know if it's his daughter.
Kate Mara. She was in the movie Shooter with Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah, that's right. There's Kate. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Isn't there a Rooney Mara?
There might be.
There is a Rooney. Rooney's an actress.
Rooney and Kate.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. What's Rooney been in?
I don't know.
Something.
I saw her in something.
The Wrestler, I believe, right? Was that her? No, that is, sorry.
The Wrestler.
You saw her?
I seen it. I seen her. All right, one more.
In the second quarter, he caught the ball, dodged 2 tacklers, and then hurtled backward over another diving defender, sending him flying through Saquon's legs. You remember that one? I said, oh, that's a dangerous play, but he doesn't care about danger on the football field.
Danger is his middle name.
I enjoy how he runs headlong into like the whole sentence and then gets to a name.
Where is Saquamanius Barclamanius?
No, he knows Saquon. He told Mara not to trade him.
I know.
Don't trade my guy, Saquon Barkley, Charles' son. Love him to death.
Called that one, Don. Saquon, good. Yep.
Yeah, that's right.
He's a good player.
Nailed it.
Oh, boy. Those are a hoot.
Do you have any more? Is that all of it?
That's all I have for today.
That's all right. That's fine.
I'm sorry.
It's all right.
I was doing a show.
I'm not mad about it. I'm just asking. I didn't know if there's more.
And I got more from last week. I could replay the stuff we've already played 19 million times.
I wonder how those got there.
Oh, yeah. Thanks, Timmy. I appreciate your work
thanks,
here.
Tim, for
you
doing
did a
your
great job. Yes.
Thanks
Thank
a
you
lot.
so much.
Thanks a lot.
You love it, Timmy.
What's coming up on the Buckeye Show tonight?
Coming up tonight, my pal Austin Ward is out there. So we're going to do a whole...
That was a big gulp right there,
later. Well, I got
a lot of saliva. I got it.
I got the vanilla latte.
My friend, Austin Ward.
Yeah.
Hey, how you doing, Donnie?
What else would it be, right?
Saquon.
Draft recap. 14 Buckeyes were selected. That ties their record. They were one short of the all-time NFL record. Well, also, we haven't taken a look at this for a while, but that's 14 starters that are not going to be on this 2025 team. And we still think and know they're going to be pretty good. So we'll take another peek at the position groups and where the biggest losses are from all these Buckeyes going to the NFL. Adam King will also saunter into the studio at 6:30 and likely screw a lot of the mojo up. So we'll see.
You know what you call that segment?
Gold.
Must miss.
No.
King me.
Is that what it's called?
I don't know.
Could be.
That's stupid. What would you call
it? Dave Kingman would be better than this. That's what I'd call it.
The Back Page. With Common Man and T-Bone.
Sponsored by Care Heating and Cooling. When you need a company you can trust, call 1-800-COOLING.
I would rather talk to enemy of the state actress Regina King than Adam King. I mean, that's the name of the segment.
Could go on maybe a little Adam's rib. right? Or maybe he gets a little jab in at someone that he doesn't like.
Martin Luther King had a dream, and it wasn't Adam King.
It's got to be you have to play off a king.
Why can't you go off Adam? There's a lot of Adam. Adam
and Eve.
How about you call the segment Adam Bomb, where he just comes in and sucks, and then everybody wishes they were dead. How about that? There you go. Got to go with King.
I think you got it.
Got to think outside the box. That's what you got to do.
Blow it up.
I'm just kidding. It'll be a great
Mess
segment.
you up.
I'm excited for that segment. All right. Humboldt County, California. There's 136,000 people that live there. It's a lot of people. 106,000 of them are eligible for jury duty. Every year, a few hundred of them get selected, right? It's a random process. They pull your name. Well, it turns out two people. Tori Wilmington, 47 years old. She was selected to go to jury duty. She went through the whole process. She landed on the 12-person jury. So did David Wilmington, who's her husband. The odds of this, they say, are unprecedented. This is like winning the lottery, except it's for something like jury duty. But apparently they both were very excited to be a part of this jury. The judge asked during the trial, is anyone in this courtroom related to anyone else in this courtroom before they proceeded? And she raised her hand and said, yes, I'm related to my husband. And he goes, where's your husband? She goes, right behind me. And he's in the jury pool. And they said, all the lawyers, the judge, everyone said they'd never seen this in all their years of practicing law. So it was a drunk driving case. So hopefully they did the right thing with whatever their case was.
Thanks, Bone.
Thanks, man.
Thanks, Timmy.
Thank you.
Thanks, Bodie.
That was called a T-bone bomb right there is what that was. Yeah, it's a good segment.
Bone bomb.
Bone bomb. Yep.
I wish I was dead.
I know.
Me too.
Buckeye show's next. See you tomorrow. 5-man booth tomorrow. You'll wish you were dead. Common Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
We've got a 10-minute delay due to an accident that's blocking the right lane on northbound 270 on the West Outer Belt at Tuttle Crossing Boulevard. You're fine to stop and go from Cemetery Road. And we also have a small slowdown on northbound 315 between 670 and Lane Avenue. This report is sponsored by Taco Bell. Crispy chicken nuggets are back at Taco Bell. All white meat chicken coated in tortilla chip breading and paired with unique dipping sauces. At participating Taco Bell stores for a limited time only while supplies last. Contact store for availability. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Hey guys, don't waste time and money with low-quality online TRT that charges you over $100 just to start. Visit the TRT experts today at Low T Center for a free consultation and free test. The treatment is personalized to your body, and most major insurance is accepted. And you'll get the freedom to choose if you want in-center care or at-home treatment. Looking to lose weight? Get a free B12 shot when you start prescription treatment. The offer is limited, so book now at fixmylowt.com. That's fixmylowt.com.
It's a different world today than it was 30 years ago when I started Care Heating and Cooling. This is Mike Weens, now the retired founder of Care Heating and Cooling with my sons, Dennis and Ryan.
Dad, 30 years ago, you were the first to warn of companies using service technicians as salespeople, of abusing the trust that a service technician has. With the big conglomerates now buying companies all over Central Ohio, this has become the normal business model.
It's all about greed. The conglomerates know they can make a lot more money by incentivizing their technicians to sell air conditioners instead of fixing them. They train their techs to take advantage of a customer when they are the most vulnerable.
Dad, that is not how we were taught. In 2024, Care Heating and Cooling was awarded a BBB Torch Award for ethics and was named the Lennox Partner of the Year. You don't earn those awards by leaving cat toys behind.
Call Care Heating and Cooling at 1-800-COOLING or schedule an appointment online at careheatingandcooling.com. When you need a company you can trust.
Buy now with pre-tariff pricing at Coughlin Kia. Lease a new 2025 Kia K4, just $195 a month plus taxes and fees. Or choose low 1.9% financing for 60 months on a new 2025 Kia Sportage or Sorrento. Visit CoughlinKia.com.
Coughlin has the car for you.
1.9% for 60 months equals $1,837 for 1,000 with approved credit through Kia Motor Finance. 24-month lease, 10,000 miles per year, 20 cents per mile over. 2025 due. Excludes $250 out fee, $400 disposition fee at lease end. No security deposit. See dealer for details. Ends 4/30/25.
Bands are us. When dreams don't get in, bands are us.
Right now, get $1,500 off a shower or tub replacement or $3,000 off a full bathroom remodel, plus low to no monthly payments. Call 380-225-BATH to schedule your free estimate or go to bathsareus.com. 380-225-BATH.
Bands are us. When dreams don't get in, bands are us.
It's Lindsay's one and only trade-a-thon.
Trade up today and get $1,000 above market for your vehicle. Choose a 2025 Honda Ridgeline RTL or an all-wheel drive HR-V LX or a CR-V LX and pay just $299 a month. 3 models with one very low Lindsay price.
Trade up to the reliability of a new or certified Honda.
So lock in your price today. The one and only Lindsay Honda Trade-a-thon is back. See lindsayhonda.com for details.
There's a new way to surround yourself with savings at Giant Eagle and Market District. Shop Giant Eagle's uncompromising quality at a reliable price with everyday savings. Look for signs throughout the store to find bargains on produce, meat, and more. At Giant Eagle, we combine exceptional customer service and quality foods, all at great value to make the most of your shopping trip. Visit Giant Eagle or Market District today to see how easy it is to save.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. Spring is here and it's time to refresh your yard with Ohio Mulch. With 15 convenient locations in Central Ohio, it's easier than ever to get your mulch ready for the season. Need it delivered? No problem. Save $50 on home delivery when you order online. Whether it's mulch, soil, or even stone, we've got your yard covered. Visit OhioMulch.com today and spruce up your garden with the best.
Ohio Mulch, landscape supply, cleaner, greener, better.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
Your husband is pretty handy to have around. He makes the world's best mac and cheese.
Lunch is ready.
He's in the Tickle Monster Hall of Fame. And he can teach anyone how to throw strikes. But a busted pipe in a basement full of water?
Honey, I think we need a plumber.
Is a little out of his league. That's where a homeowner's policy from Shelter Insurance comes in handy. We'll help get your house back in order and your husband back to what he does best.
Find an agent at shelterinsurance.com. Wear your shield.